Good evening, each and all. My God, chat is already really bustling, and bit of a show with a difference tonight. Don't have my co-host Roseanne. Roseanne is facing a little bit of a stressful situation at home, so she's taking a little bit of a break. So, Roseanne, thinking of you. Hope everything's fine, and hope to see you back real soon once all is said and done. Okay. But yeah, we do have a bit of a different show tonight. We've got a couple of people in the background that are going to be helping out. Let's bring on Kev. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting the eyes straight away, Kev. I really wasn't. How you doing, man?
Yeah, really, really hot and quite,
Got more
yeah,
eyes in the
doing all right,
background
doing
as
all right.
well. Who we got in the chat? Let's go through the
Let's-
chat, Kev, and have a look who we got in.
I'll start from
And
the top. We got
you've got a more
Andy,
welcoming
Katie.
approach than I have.
Andy and Katie quarreling as usual over who's giving me more kisses. It's a long story. Katie knows. Percy's here. Hello, Percy, mate. And of course,
Michigan Gems, don't forget. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hello,
Percy. And we got some Tezza, of course. Tezza's here. Welcome,
Tezza!
buddy.
Legend, Tezza.
Legend Tezza. Finding all the jewelry on the beach, Tezza. We've got Dark Knights, Tetris, Jason, Batman, who's cooking right now.
Hello, Jason.
And Stu's metal detecting. And who else is here? And I think that's everyone.
Andy,
no, Darren's here.
Finder.
Yeah, Darren's here.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome.
And the chat just kicked off. Fantastic. But I thought, do you know what? It'd be, while we're doing, I purposefully cancelled Will tonight because Detecting with Will was going to be on with Roseanne. And I kind of thought, do you know what? Well, Roseanne's needing a break and I'm kind of doing my thing as well and feeling myself like I need a bit of a break as well. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll do kind of a panel chat about certain topics and stuff like that. Tonight, we're going to talk about people's experience of going to different detecting rallies and festivals and past and present, where you're going, where you've been, what your finds are, who you've met, famous YouTubers. What's it been like? I'm going on one for the first time in 5 years.
Wow.
I went on a camping one, do you know what I mean? And I went on one last year and sadly I got ill and I was staying in a hotel and I got ill and my God, I'm grateful I did have a hotel because hotel staff had to help me out. But I got really, really ill over the dig weekend and I only managed the first day. So that was last year. But prior to that, it's been such a long time since I've been out on one of these detecting, sort of rallies and camping and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just reaching out to people to say, hey, bring your experiences in. Let's revisit it. Let's talk about it. Let's, tell us what it's all about. Where's the fun?
Emma.
What you been doing? Hello, Emma. How you doing?
Emma's popped in.
And you know what? There's someone in the background who is probably been to more rallies and festivals.
He's
a veteran of where he's been, what to do, who to talk to, who not to talk to. Oh, I don't mean that, Rob. But welcome, Rob Randon. How you doing, Rob? Goodies!
Hey, guys!
How you doing?
Hey, be Ruth!
Feeling kind of special, but yeah, all good.
The only disadvantage we got tonight is because lack of admin time and all that kind of stuff. Roseanne is still kind of technically the admin on this site, so I can't add either of you guys right at this moment in time to be able to post up people's comments and and stuff like that. So,
well, you just have to fucking do it all yourself and be on it, innit?
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Rob, how you doing? How's the week been? How's the week been, man? Where you been? What you been up to? Who you been with? All that kind of stuff. Well, in a certain sense, you know what I
mean? Well, we were digging Sunday, obviously. I haven't done your clip yet. It's about 5 minutes long, and I don't get an ending for it. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be one of those frustrating ones for people when they're like, "What was in the hole? What the?" But
Remind me, what the hell was that all about?
well, I had a lovely signal going along with the Tezza special, the Garrett Pinga Pinga Ding Dong, the Apex, and being the nice sort of guy that I am, you know what I mean, and I'm a friend to everyone. I'm like, "Oh, would you like to have this hole? Because it looks an
Ah.
easy dig, and it's a fucking cracking signal." And you come over and like, "Oh, Rob, you're such a fucking great guy. I just, you know what I mean, didn't imagine how great a guy you are." And I was like, "No, come on, no, it's all right, no. And he's like,
I
"Fucking
think
banging."
I think this set off on a different foot, didn't it, mate? I think this was Rob thinking, "Oh fuck, I'm sweating my bollocks off here, and I can't dig this anymore, and I don't know what I'm doing. I can only get 5 millimeters into the ground."
Don't know
Swung
what
it
the fuck
over, and
you're
I
on
thought,
about, mate.
"You're
You know
right.
what I mean?
It's a cracking signal. It's got to get out."
The
So,
sun obviously got to you. I just remember like giving it up and sort of like saying,
Bud
you know,
Files, how you
you have this
doing?
beautiful find.
Darren, I'll tell you shortly.
Yeah, welcome people in, guys. If you do see me in the chat, because obviously I'm trying to read, and I will post stuff up if I see it coming in.
Hello,
Andy
everybody.
says check your emails.
But yeah, it was one of those signals, Rob, and it turned out to be
Which emails?
a little lead round thing. Nothing special,
A
but
lead
it was a
round
signal.
thing,
Yeah, it was.
It was round and it was lead. Fucking
Yeah.
giving something like that. It's probably best.
Remind me to give it to you next time I see you. I forgot to give it to you at the end of the day.
We're gonna have to recreate the end of the dig. You know what I mean? So I can stitch it on the end. You know what I mean? I've already put my short out earlier where I've done a Bradbury special.
Oh, there's someone else waiting in the back room.
Ooh.
Let's bring in Jason. Jace, hello, Jace. How you doing, bud?
Hello. I've had a shave.
How are you, man?
Yeah, ain't seen you on a
I
live
miss
for
it.
And
I miss it.
listen,
I really do.
here's another person that can tell us a little bit more about weekend experiences and festivals and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, when you want to go back to the tent, don't let nobody sway you from going back to the tent. If you want to go back to the tent, you go back to the tent.
What are you cooking, mate?
Stir fry.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I think this whole thing of Rob Random saying, "Oh, this is a banging signal. Do you fancy digging it?" I reckon this is all stemmed back from a little spat between him and Pettican, isn't it?
Hey, Rosa.
What was that? Oh, yeah, he done me before, didn't he?
Well, was it a Coke can, wasn't it?
I done Roseanne. Oh yeah, he gave me a Coke can, fucking twat, and that was hard ground and all. But yeah, apart from Rob Random, yeah. Well, I put a little video up earlier.
I did see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another banging signal. Yeah, you know what I mean? That to be fair. And it's like, right, you can have this one, sweetheart.
I saw your balls deep one, Rob.
Oh yes.
Yeah. How deep do you want it?
And I saw Roseanne.
I
saw Roseanne's one about her pounding a hole or whatever it was called. I saw that one. Have you posted up another one? Have I missed it?
Yeah, I literally put one up earlier. I had to let somebody watch it first of all to get approval because I was called a prick because I was like winding her up about how.
Can you see what that is?
It's a brooch.
I think it's
different,
like a drawer handle or furniture fixing. That looks like a tree to me.
Oh yeah, that does on that side, yeah.
So I was on a
yeah.
I was on a recovery mission today. The farmer's girlfriend's daughter dropped her phone in the barley field. Yeah, Kev's just working that one out.
Yeah, I was.
So they gave me a call, said we've dropped the phone and it's literally going to run out of battery. And I said, well, I'm just about to go on holiday.
Put it up again, Jace.
And so I said, I'll have a look when I come back off holiday. So I spent 2 hours walking up and down the tram lines with the detector,
So for
Trying to-
those suffering with pareidolia, you can see a tree.
I think I can see a tree if I'm holding it that way up.
I see what you're on about. Yeah, I can see a tree.
So I'm up and down the tram lines trying to find this phone, as well as, you know, if there's a decent signal, then I'll have a dig while I'm out there. So that one was ringing in about a 1920 on the knock, so I thought we'll dig it anyway. And
What
that
the
come
fuck?
on, I thought, well, wasn't a total waste of time going out there.
Tezza, if you're free, feel free to pop in and talk to us about your rally experiences as well. Okay, and
Oh, fucking
stuff
hell,
like
don't
that.
set him off. Meow.
There's me always just standing there minding my business, and Rob Random throws a stick of dynamite at me.
I got fucked over by a fibula.
So
that one.
listen, to set the conversation off, where are people heading this year? Where I know it's summer break coming up and all that
Detectable.
kind of stuff. Kev, detectable,
Detectable.
Jace,
North Wales Review, and then Detectable.
then detectable. So we've got detectable, North Wales detectable. Rob,
Rodney Cook.
and you've previously done the LP.
Oh yeah.
And Rodney Cook.
yeah.
Have you got anything past? If you got anything after that?
Possibly there is stuff on, but it's a case of, you know what I mean, sort of like 2 weekends. Still may go to the Welsh one. It depends. I mean, after
Do
my
it. You know you
experience,
want to. You know you want to.
after Sunday and literally being
Yeah.
3-4
You and
miles away
Roseanne could
from
share
you.
the diesel cost, can you?
Fucked if I'm travelling all that way with her. Jeez. I mean, yeah, possibly I have to have a word.
Share the
Yeah.
room rent as well. No point having 2 single beds in the same room as well. You might as well cut savings on that.
I've got 5 spare spaces in the tent.
I might need that
Oh, look
space
out.
by the time I get up there. I
that a
might not
rocket?
be up there till about 8
Was
o'clock.
that a knock on Rob's door, or was that something else?
I'm just no, not me. I'm not saying anything at the moment because I'm just gonna get in fucking trouble and someone knows where I live. So fuck that.
Oh yeah, Rob, do it. If you know if you're contemplating getting up to Wales, I haven't. God Christ, I'm from Wales. I've been to Wales for donkey's years.
Well, yeah, it's all.
And,
then it means I'm doing 3 weekends in a row.
You are coming
know
to
what I mean?
Detectable, then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing Detective. I'm doing Rodney
that's
Cook,
fun.
and then
That's fun, isn't it?
there might
3
be
weekends in a row is
another one
fun.
after. Well, there might be. There's other ones at the end of September as well. I can't remember when. There was another one that Tezza was on about. That is an area that I wanted to travel to anyway and do some camping and like a bit of beach detecting. I think that's like Shell Beach or something like that. So it's right on the inlet of the Thames, I think.
Tez is doing good on the old beach hunting at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Ooh.
I've seen all the TikToks. Pretty good.
I think
bling he's finding.
I think in the not too distant future, I'm going to have to jump in on a couple of beach digs with Kev, I think, and make the effort to come over that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got the South Coast, and
Nathaniel's coming over again soon.
Well, you know, when we get past September and all that kind of stuff, maybe I'll pop down.
I'll make a score prediction for that video.
Diesel's getting cheaper.
You know
make a note of that. Diesel is getting cheaper.
You know those type of people that attract really fucking weird people that just come up to talk to them randomly.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. You know what I mean? Be careful, bruv, because you'll be on the beach with him and some fucking random fucker will come up and start chatting to you. Just like a magnet. It was that or Roseanne. It was one of them two because I was hiding in my van. So
I've had it. On my last day,
sorry, I know what you're going on about now.
Getting on.
Yeah. See? No, he's just fucking realised.
I know what you're going on about now.
He tried to hide in the van as well, but couldn't fucking get in. I'm like, no, you fuck off. You can be near me, the fucking serial killer with a pickaxe in his hand.
I think I've been contemplating getting counselling after Sunday, actually, after that conversation.
Constipated.
Counselling.
Oh.
Yeah,
there's
counselling.
Council massacre.
I'm sure there's a pill for that, you know. popular.
But it was just a certain level of conversation from somebody who just happened to come into the mix, totally uninvited and all that kind of stuff, and
stole your chair like he was like offering you out.
Yeah.
In a way. He's just like,
Yeah.
"Is that your chair?" And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he's like, I'm
Yeah.
fucking sitting on it. Then.
It can't be any worse than that weirdo that Scott had come up to him when he was doing a live, wasn't he? And he had that big boss bloke come over who does various bits and bobs and tried plugging his own channel and was your wheeler dealer sort of bloke. You don't remember that?
It's ringing a bell. I don't know, mate. I'm fucking stoned. I don't remember nothing. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? I just about remember Sunday and the super serial killer we had there. It was, it was worse than anything, mate, because it was just a case of who's he going to kill first, and am I going to be able to escape while he's busy?
Rob said it. I didn't.
Everyone's invited. It's nice to be nice. Yeah, but it's also fucking quite psycho and scary to be overly nice at times. She kept this serial killer talking. You know what I mean? Is what any subject we come out with, like, asked him. He was in the fucking brook behind us, detecting basically on the embankment in all this fucking horrible weeds and like overgrown trees and bushes and shit. And all you hear was snap, crackle, and pop.
And I didn't understand what all that snapping and cracking and whatever. I had me phones on walking past the brook.
Neck.
But when that head popped up beyond the
arm,
I thought, Jesus Christ, what the? Who is that? What is he doing in there? That's the river, mate. That's not in the. That's not in the field. Or brook or crook or whatever you might call it in this day and age.
What he was. Oh fuck!
That was weird. And
I asked him. That was it. I asked him. I said, "Oh, what have you found in the river? Have you detected any of this before?" Because he lives just up the road. And it's like, "Have you found anything?" He's like, "No, there was a dead body in there a while ago. I didn't find that. A young girl fell in there and died. Every subject we come out with, there was a death involved. And there was murders. And his fucking dad was a murderer. And fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Everything ended and started with death.
Isn't that a sociopath? I'm sure that's.
Oh, mate, he's
potentially, Kev.
Young. Only young, and he's like literally. Geezer, who was it? What was his name? The other guy that come over and sat with us.
Oh yeah, fellow.
He made this joke, right? And it was, a sort of one. Everyone would get a banter joke, right? And he's like said it to this kiddie, and the face of this kiddie was just.
Scary.
Didn't fucking move a fucking bit. It was like totally just straight over his head, but it was such an obvious joke, and it was like I fucking died. I fell in the van and died because I'm looking at the boat. He's just said the joke. He's looked at me and like, and I'm just like that face. I can't fucking believe that. Dead man.
Anyone doing Rodney Cook one day on 18th of September?
Where is it? I can't remember where.
It's in the same place, isn't it?
Same place.
In the same place.
Well, technically, you're doing the one day, aren't you? You're just doing two of them.
You'll be there, so technically you'll be there, Rob.
Talk about weekenders. She's getting upset now. Fucking hell. She's, to be honest, she's been stroppy. Like, she's a right stroppy fucking day. A right stroppy fucking mare. It's a good thing she ain't on. And a good thing she ain't here.
I don't know about the North Wales one. I don't know what's going on up there, but obviously the Rodney Cook one has entertainment, doesn't it? Detective Order has entertainment.
The North Wales one is a very, very basic affair. I think he's got one toilet there, which is for the ladies. So you'll have to dig an hole and.
He did post up toilet plural toilets.
Oh well, maybe he's gone that step further.
And he did mention a fire as well, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I think at Fire Pit, it's a fairly small affair, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean? What is it?
I think it's some like 50
odd
max
people?
on there or
I think
something.
I'm going to be looking for local bands playing in local pubs that night or that weekend.
I don't know how close it is to anywhere where he's got it this time. I know it's sort of like accident, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. You're going to be out in complete darkness, out in the middle of nowhere, with no light pollution. That makes a night. I can just literally sit there all night looking at the aliens again.
Just bring Jay a bottle of scotch, and that's all the entertainment you'll need.
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
Apparently, he was melting plastic last time, like when you're a kid. The old zip, 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 zip.
I remember that.
Zip,
So
zip. He's got it all over himself.
Tez is doing the Joan Allen 3-dayer and the
The
Sheepy.
Sheppy one. That's it. Tell me, when's the Sheppy one? I'd see. That's a bit of a coastline I'd like to go round to anyway. There's a fucking awesome.
Tezza, jump on and tell us more about it, mate. Come on, because this is the nature of what we're trying to talk about tonight. What's going on? Who's going where? Who's doing this? What's people's experiences and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to jump in.
We keep talking other shit. Or tidy.
Ooh, tidy.
Evening piss flaps. See, tidy's another one that you got to have at a like festival or whatever. At least you'll get to eat.
Tidy Dad's like, can it? Hello, Tidy. I think we're from the same. I think from previous conversation, we're from the very similar neck of the woods in South Wales.
Very, very, very South Wales. Virtually
very.
He bought Welsh cakes at the Detectable last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he brought them to LP thing as well. I had to nick a few because people sort of like got to hear it, and this big tin just like.
Well, Rusty's already been to his weekender.
He's done half a weekend, didn't he?
Yeah. Feel free, Rusty, if you want to come in and just give us a very honest but not too blatant review
Wasn't he
about that.
moaning about it? Apparently the grass was longer than Scotty Beale, something, wasn't it?
I think it's the way he got treated, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they got what they were promised as
Even a Mark, how you doing?
Sort of thing.
MDL Mark.
Yeah, he's off to the North Wales one. Yeah.
Hey Mark.
Our good friend, another knobhead, is going southeast to Tecton.
Texas 6.
Texas 6.
Is he going as well?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Well, Detectable he is, yeah. I don't know about the Wales.
Oh yeah, Detectable, yeah. He'll be going to that.
So do you reckon
he'll be on the Nomad stand, won't he?
You see these Detectables, do they sell the same amount of tickets each time, or is it more this time?
I'm not sure. I know they generally have about 1,000 tickets sold. Maybe more. Maybe more.
Rusty. Good evening, Robert.
Evening, gentlemen.
Fill me in on the Decepticon then, Rob. Rusty, because I've missed what all this is about.
Well, Detecticon, people lovely, loads of land. The camping area, top end of the camping area was about over a half a mile away from the venue. They had the campers and that in another field away from the camping.
Right.
We were promised. Shut up, Andy, you're a dick. Not you. Shut up, Andy, you're a dick. We were promised free meals while we were volunteering, and then we're told we might have a sandwich a day. And it was just total and utter piss take to what went on.
Well, they gave you sandwiches.
We were told we could have 3 meals a day, breakfast, dinner, and tea. We're being a volunteer. And then
sorry, mate, for being a volunteer.
And then it was cut down to maybe having a sandwich or a bit of pizza or an egg sarnie, that's it, or a sausage sandwich, that was it.
I would have told them to off and do one.
Total and utter joke.
Tidy says RCM is the one to go to, and to be honest, I know Detectable is every year it gets a bit bigger and a bit more stuff going on and stuff, and it is a good one, but it is a full on one, the main one. But RCM, I know they've just had a massive delivery of water. They're running a taxi service to get to any field that you want, and you can scan your phone and see where you are, and literally wait for one of the taxis
that
back.
isn't the one I
With
clicked on.
free water, they're giving away free water all day. So if you need that,
It was supposed to be that one.
you know
So
what I mean.
it's actually set up properly, not like Detector Con.
Mate, you know what I mean. And they're all good, but the RCM one is very much a family affair because everyone's there for the charity sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, like you know what I mean. They raised what was it, 60 grand last year. You know what I mean? You're talking proper money, and like all the profits after things have been paid for,
Goes to charity.
goes to charity.
Looking forward to seeing you at that one, Mark.
That's the only one that is like that. I mean, Detectival is a business. That's Mark's baby, and it's the biggest one, and it always will be.
Even indeed.
It's been running the longest. Everyone else has tried to copy Detectival. You know what I mean? RCM is like a different thing altogether, and it is definitely the best one as to sort of, I don't know, just a really nice chilled event.
That's what you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basically.
they've this year they've got. I think they learned from last year. It took them fucking absolutely forever. I think it was either bingo or the raffle prizes. There were so many raffle prizes. It took like 4 fucking hours, and it was like in a tent, and people were having the COVID up and all that sort of shit at the time. But this year, obviously, it's a bit more open there. They're having proper comedy club comedians. I can't remember the actual comedians' names, but yeah, proper decent ones. The ones that's been on the telly, and they're doing the night. I think on possibly the Friday night. So that'll start the weekend off really good. They had that last year. They had bingo. Yeah, it was funny. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. There was loads up there and that. But, yeah, it was quite funny.
Rodney Cook always on the same ground.
It's on the same ground as last year, but they've got about another 300 acres, I think it is.
Oh, very nice.
And I mean, one of the blokes that I met on that have been detecting that whole area for the last 15 years. And then RCM was on there and shitloads of really nice stuff. A lot of skeets and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And the land was just massive. You know what I mean? There was no way we covered a quarter of it in any decent sort of way. I mean, my main find was a trade weight, and I found that right at the beginning of the first field that you actually got to actually start detecting.
Hi.
Stephen Sunbake.
When he put in. He's watching fucking TV.
That's right.
Say that.
My missus behind us.
We'll tell her to piss off.
I think
Mate, you got to turn your mic down because it's picking anything up. You've done it before. Come on, be a good boy.
I've just turned
Hello,
it
Tina.
down. Right, I've turned it down there. What's that like?
Can you, Rusty? Can you not give us some headphones or something?
Roseanne loves
The only
bingo.
sort of rally experience I've had is the
Hey,
local ones around.
Rusty, get us to go walk the dog. Get us to do a late night walk with the dog, mate. That'll give us half an hour at least.
I would like to go to the Rodney Cook one, yeah. Maybe sort of like weigh up my options for next year, because I'd love to do that and Detectable, but they're just literally 2 weekends apart from each other, aren't they?
Well, they're next to each other. First weekend and then the second weekend.
The Rodney Cook is down. Well, it's south of Gloucestershire, isn't it? Wiltshire area.
Rodney Cook one is sort of Wiltshire area. I don't know what junction 16, 17 on the M4 sort of thing off of there. Pretty much, I suppose, where Spring Detectable was, wasn't it? That was that way.
I never went to
Rob,
Spring one.
Is one to raid if Todd is going to invite us down?
Fucking hell, he's got a couple of days. This super duper Roman field. Gotta get in there, boy.
Nice. Good look on it. Oh, Rusty's dog's going for it again. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Hold on, I'm just having a look around.
Either that or Rusty's missus is sawing something up.
She's carving a bat to hit him around the head with.
Yeah, I was just thinking that like a baton or something.
I thought she was sawing a lid for his
Oh,
coffin.
it's getting faster. It's getting faster.
That might be a bit dark.
See,
She
that is
obviously
good.
doesn't like Mackhams either.
That's true.
Just
Mark
joking, mate.
Burke,
Just joking.
He's got
Hello,
Mark the
Mark the
Bird
Bird
Hunter is in
Hunter.
hospital.
Hey?
Mark
Mark
Hunter.
the Bird Hunter is in hospital.
Take care, Stu. All the best.
Oh,
buddy.
Nice, Stu.
cheers, cheers.
Yeah. Hopefully a speedy recovery.
Oh, we have another. Tezza.
Fucking here.
How are you, buddy?
No, you're fucking. How you doing? How you doing?
Tezza, have you got any secret? Now's the time to keep it quiet.
No, got nothing.
He looks like he's God, doesn't he? Fucking look at him. White background, white shirt on. It's like, Tezza!
It's a pink. It's pink.
Tez, you look like something out of the Clockwork Orange, mate.
It's pink. It's pink. It's pink, Rod.
Pink.
And it's got a big stain on it. Look, he's dropped his fucking. Yeah, look.
Drop his load on it.
Or is that the logo?
That'll be Ralph Lauren, that.
That'd be fucking. That'd be a
It's a knock-off
snipe.
then.
Oh,
Show me the
Look.
tag. Show
Look.
me the fucking tag behind you. That's a snipe, boy. You
that's a
fucking
snipe,
know
that, like,
snipe.
aye. Oh, look at the state of the tag,
Oh,
man.
look
That's
at
a
that.
snipe. That's
Fucking hell.
Knock
Aaron,
off.
Oh, look at her. She's sewn in like a good one.
Tezza,
Cookie,
you're the
mate.
council estate, man. That's a dodgy, that one.
No, this brings out the colour of my hair.
What here?
take the wrong. Tesco Terry.
Wait. Wait. Wait.
Friday.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
Tezza, guess what your new nickname's going to be in the Nobbis tomorrow?
Wait. I love Tidy. I love Tidy. He makes my fucking day, that man does. Yeah, I've got something to say anyway, right? Listen to this. Right?
I can see right up his nose.
Hey?
You got some white bits around your nose, Tez.
Oh no, that'd be bogus. Well, now listen to this. This is what happened to me. Right? Anyway, my car has got to go for an MOT on the 19th. Right now, someone hit the back light of my car and smashed it, so it needs a new back light. So he said, "Bring it down. I'll give it a little run through. Tell you what you need." So he phones me up. He says, "What you need? New brake pads. You need a new light." He said, "And you need 2 new tyres, right?" He said, "But the thing is, I can't find your back light anywhere." I said, what do you mean? He said, "Well, I can't find it anywhere, but it's a foul if I don't get it." So he said, I've phoned up a few places, no one's got one. So I messaged this person, and they were like, "Yeah, we got one, $25." So I got me light. I'm putting my own brake pads in.
Sorry,
I'm going to do it. No, I'm just I hate cars. They cost too much fucking money.
Tell me about it. I know that.
I've asked Tidy if he would do me a lender, but he's tight. He said he ain't got no cash, so it's worth an ask. I was going to ask Rob, but
Mr. Moneybags.
Rob, but he see the message and just put laughing faces. So I think that's enough.
What is it you need, Tez?
No, I'm doing all. Literally, the garage said to me to do the work that needs doing is going to cost me about $280 to have the brakes put on, the pads, and have the light put in that I'm buying. So
You put the pads in yourself.
my mate said to me, yeah, because I've changed brakes myself before, but I've never done the Astra. My mate said, "Nah, look, I've got a special tool that you put in that pushes your back calipers open." So I was like, wicked. It's, you know what I mean? I've got the brake caliper. I've got cheap ones, man. For the front,
Right.
I've got £27 ones.
Tez, just
You
just,
just need a
have a
hand,
little hand call for a second. Who would drive a car after Tez has changed the brake pads? Put your hand up if you would.
Maybe
Oi,
for shits and giggles in
oi,
a banger race.
oi, I know how to, I can change brakes on any motor. It's just the Vauxhall Astra. I've never done it, and I was a little bit worried. And I thought, just
Well,
get them
it's-
if it's
Tez,
cheap enough.
but believe me, on an Astra, it's as basic as it can get.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Because I
And
got
We've heard that you can change the brakes on any vehicle because you accidentally fitted them to your neighbour's car because you couldn't read the fucking number plate.
Yeah, no, no, I forget my own number plate. They asked me today. He said to me on the phone, I've had it 2 years. He said, "What's the reg, man?" I was like,
hang
"Ain't
on.
up a sec." Julie, what was it? I was asking Julie what it was. She was telling me my own reg. But I'll do it myself, man. I'll be well happy next week. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still drivable, but just
Tezza,
the
and anything, just a note while you're here, anything that you need electronically, okay, interior electronically, light switches, switch gear, all that kind of stuff,
Fan.
anything you need for that car, I've got it in my garage.
wicked.
Bear that in mind,
yeah.
mate, if you need spares, because I've done Astras over and over and over and over.
Have you
So-
got the hairdryer fitting for his Cabriolet?
No, but I've got something very
Underfloor
close.
neon
What
lights.
they've done, and they come
Yeah.
standard in
Got-
every
yeah.
Cabriolet.
I've got,
Hey,
a neon,
the
I've got a
next
neon
time
thing that
colours.
fits in the floor well.
Yeah.
The
There you go.
next time,
Hairdryer.
find the next
Mirror.
next summer's detectable. I'm going to come rolling up in. You'll see by next summer's detectable. I wish this bloody phone would keep telling me stuff. It tells you stuff. I can't even read it anyway.
Evening, Andy. Good to see you, mate. All the best to you.
But yeah, I thought I'd
Feeling
pop in.
Hope all is
Yeah,
well.
I'm doing Jonah Allen one, and it's the
Yeah.
29th, Rob, the Shepherd
I'm-
one. 20.
Tesla, I'm talking switches and switch gear and lights and speedos and dials and all that kind of stuff. I've got it all. I've stripped loads of Astras and I've
Furry
got
dice.
so much.
Real,
And
real
I'll
air
just
vents.
I'll just
Tesla
charge
love
you a
a bit of
takeaway
power
for a
and
switch, mate. All right.
All you got any real air vents for them.
Air vents, yeah, got air vents, got some fan heaters.
There you go,
and-
Ted. He's got proper air vents.
Yeah,
I've drilled holes in my bonnet, Jason. The air goes through now.
not bad.
And the rain.
What? Not bad.
No, it's good. I just want to get the car back on the road. I'll be happier.
Right, listen, getting back to subject matter, Roseanne wants to know what weekend are you going to over the summer?
Right, well, I'm going to the Sheppey one, the 29th, Rob, till the 29th, 30th. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you leave Sunday or Monday. And it's apparently there's about 300 people so far that I've heard that again. So it's supposed to be really big. But apparently, because it's new fields, they've not told no one just yet exactly where it is, just where it is, not exactly what kind of field
300
destination it's at.
people, and that's just the spectators
I'm
to
not.
come
I'm
and
not
watch you.
saying
And,
anything against that, but I have heard quite recently that there's been quite a lot in the past that they won't give out the postcode or anywhere near it until literally like the day before,
Yeah.
and it's not to stop hawkers. It's because half the people that are going are like, I fucking detected that already. What the fuck? What the fuck? So
Clegg
yeah,
will
take
sell
that
you
with
the
a
information
fucking
for
pinch
20
of
quid.
salt, mate. Pinch of salt.
Oh, yeah.
Undetected land, fuck off bollocks. Anywhere that's any good has been done in the 70s and 80s. Guaranteed.
Easy.
Do you know what I mean? By those geeky motherfuckers that got into this stupid hobby really early on. You know what I mean? But they are winners because you imagine the shit some of them have got. You know what I mean?
Well, the Jonah Allen one is going to be good. The Jonah Allen one's supposed to be quite big. There will be, I think, a few stands are going to be down. I'm not sure if for some of the other ones are going to go. You know, like Regton's and that. I'm not sure if they're going.
Well,
But
if it's a Joan Allen one, you're not going to have like LP and Regtons and shit.
no,
what I mean is he's going to have like I think there's some sort of like music thing they're going to have going there. Probably 2 toilets per everyone. So no doubt everyone will be going in the bushes and shit.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I went in one of the bogs at the LP one, right? And fucking hell, I sort of like there was 2 bogs and there was a person waiting. So I'm waiting. I'm thinking, right, they're obviously both being used. And someone come out of the left one, fucked off, and he's gone in after that. And I've like put my torch up 'cause it was at night, and I was like, I'm sure that's fucking green. And I'm like, oh, it is. Yeah, there's no one in there. Gone in there, and someone had laid a fucking log with bog paper and everything, and it was like it was literally sticking out like, hey, and it fucking stunk. And I thought, I'll just use it. It's one of those pump ones. It wasn't a floor pump. It was a hand pump next to it. So you like squirt, squirt, and every time I squirt and hit it, right, the stink that come up off of this fucking log that wouldn't flush away, and I've just like.
Do you know
Mouth
what?
filled with spit. I've opened the door and I've literally gone out the door. It's lucky no one was stood there because I was like fucking gob everywhere because I was going to puke.
Do you know what the worst thing about them toilets, the ones with the hand pump is? You know, after bastards that have been in there have had a piss, you have a piss, and then they're pumping it with their hands. I go in there and I put my foot on it. I'm like, yeah, you reckon so, do you? Yeah.
There's a big he's pumping up his car tyre.
I thought you literally went hands free and just sat on it and went backwards and forwards.
But what people didn't realise is that Tezza has stepped in shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not using my hands on them things, man.
Tez, you crap me up, man. Really.
Yeah, I went in one once, and then I looked at the handle. I thought, "What's that handle for?" And then, like, I knew what it was for. I was like, nah." I put my foot on it, started pumping it with my foot. I thought that's bad stuff. That people putting all their hands on there, going out all sanitised up and that from that place.
Some of them have actually got like a little round foot pedal, and you put your foot on them, and it pumps the stuff through rather than having a handle.
Yeah, the ones at Detectable, they were banging. You just put your foot on the end of it, and it just. Gone.
I couldn't remember, mate. I was literally coating the inside of mine.
How many people must have thrown up? If you're going to a dig pool, there's 3 things, right, that you've got to remember. When someone offers you a beer and you say no, don't let them force you to have any more beer. I've seen some people in some bad states.
Peer pressure, innit?
2,
peer pressure.
Right, I'm going to jump off to let somebody else have a chance to come on.
2, if you want to go back to your tent,
and I will catch us all later.
Cheers, Rusty. Take care, bud.
So number 2, if you want to go back to your tent, don't let anyone convince you that you don't need to. You head back to that old tent. And 3, get yourself a little padlock or something, so no one can undo your zip and start putting tea bag in your pillow and sticking rolls in your sleeping bag and stuff like that. Idea is to get in your tent, zip it up, and empty your sleeping bag to make sure there's nothing in it, because you're bound to find food.
Yeah, but that's the trouble when you share a tent, Tezza, isn't it?
I felt sorry for Mark. I did. As soon as I met all the guys, I seen Mark. I looked at Mark, and I swear on my life, I didn't even recognise who he was.
Just walk past him.
Which Mark?
Mark.
Big Diggit Mark, who I used to do lives with. Yeah, I literally walked past him. Went, all right, mate. I felt well bad. All weekend he wouldn't let me live like
He's
that.
doing live shows with the bloke for fucking ages, and then just walks around like, "All right, mate," and then come on. And it's like,
and if one of your mates, Tez, if one of your mates is having a whitey, you stick with him.
Oh, well,
you stick with him. You take him home.
Pizza.
You nurture him. You love him. You make sure he doesn't. He makes it through to the following morning. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, Mark made it through to the next morning. But he didn't pull no whiteys. But I tell you what, I've never seen someone look so funny. I will always remember that face of walking around the car and him staring through the window. That was one hell of a week. And Aaron, I'll never forget what Aaron done to me. That was something I will remember. And Rob blowing my arm up. And I will remember my mate, poor Jason. My mate, poor Jason, telling everyone no more beer And then, next thing you know, he's got 3 beer in his hand, and he's like, "Look, I don't want any more." And I mean, the poor fellow was ill. He was ill, but as soon as he was sick, I swear he looked like a new man. He was like, "Oh, I'm ready to go." It was like he was ready.
Welcome back, Deej.
They do indeed.
Sleeping
My
bag.
missus just said, "Are they talking about you?" Yeah.
So that's where that's Tez's experience, and that's what Tez is going to be getting on with. All right, over the summer break. Kev, what are you up to over summer? Where are you going?
Well, summer I'm going to Detectiveville. Looking forward to that. And yeah, Detectiveville. My only ever experience at a weekend rally is it wasn't a full weekend. It was just a local digs around here. And
That's not a proper weekender, is it?
No, it's not. But that's my only experience, so I can't really.
Yeah, it's going to be great to meet you in person. And,
it'd be great to meet everyone. That's the main reason
change.
I'm looking forward to going is just to see if the rumors are true about how tall you are, Rob. To be honest.
I wasn't laughing.
Rob was wearing moon boots when I met him on Friday night.
When you see Rob in his muscle vest and everything, he's got his big arms. He skipped leg day for about 30 years.
Hey guys, let's welcome Tidy. Evening, Tidy.
Hello.
He's going to fuck his son up or something. He does this when he comes on the
Can't see fuck all now.
Driving with an internal light.
Yeah, why not? I can see now.
Which will fucking shit on it in a minute.
Don't leave that light on, Tidy, or flatten the battery.
Tidy.
The battery.
Roseanne wants to know, and she'll be seeing you in a not long time, like
3 weeks.
What is the essentials to take to a festival?
Yes, that was
your detector for one. That's got to be top, isn't it?
You got to bring the banter, on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toilet roll. I'd say that is an essential. You know, you can pick up bottles of water and what have you from anywhere around these sort of places, but you're not going to have anyone selling bog roll.
No, I was lucky.
Mackie D's grab a load of napkins, isn't it? You'll be all right.
Yeah, Philip says beer and toilet roll.
Or just camp next to Scott from Dirt Diggers, or go with Mark, because they all had loads of bog roll. For some reason, I run out really quick when I never even used it. So someone was doing something with my toilet roll. I don't know what was going on. I lost my sock, and then Mark texted me and went, "Oh, you missed your sock."
You lost the sock, or do you want to rephrase it to say you used the sock and chugged the sock and then realised you lost the sock?
Special sock.
It's
a love special sock. We all had to go in that sock.
Campsite love sock.
Mark ended up with that sock.
Taser was doing an impression of Tidy when he was ready to arrive. Ooh.
I'll tell you what. That night when Tidy managed to record everything that was going on, the peanuts was the worst thing, because there were 7 people in front of me throwing peanuts. I couldn't see because the light was in my eyes, so I couldn't see anything.
And bits of Welsh cake. I was doing Welsh cake. I didn't have the peanuts.
Yeah, you got the Welsh cake.
Boy, you wasted Welsh cake.
Well, I mean, it was dry. I don't know.
Yeah, they were a bit dry by Saturday night. They were.
I'm fresh.
Hey, where
they were lovely and moist when I got them.
Where's Tidy going?
Driving.
Oh.
Where?
Yeah, cause I got to live in such a big house. I'm just left the living room. I'm going to the toilet now. So I got to go pick my sister up from my friend's house. She's come over from Africa. She's over for 2 weeks, so she's visiting everybody. Like,
I've got my boy down from Manchester for a week, and he's got autism, and he don't stop talking.
Your ears are going to be red.
Today I told him about 50 times about my car. I don't moan at him, but it's just so now he's upstairs playing with the boys. It's like, oh fucking hell! It's like I can think a bit now. Poor fella, but he does mean well. But how many times can you tell him about you're not going to get your car back yet? I mean, in the end, I even said to the bloke who was fixing the fence, I said, I ain't got my car back yet. He just looked at me as if I don't want to know about your stinking car, mate. You know what I mean? We've got
Did you
this new
sort it
fence
out?
going in. New fence is banging.
I see that
Banging.
picture. Yeah.
When it comes
That
to
looked like a blow down.
this list of stuff that's essential to the weekenders, does anybody worry about taking deodorant, or they think, "Fuck it, I'm going to stink while I'm sweat"?
No,
Wet wipes. Wet
I
wipes.
take everything. There's nothing I don't take. It's all in
Wet
the car.
wipes.
Wet wipes.
Everything.
Yeah, like baby wipes. Fucking 69p a pack or whatever. Fucking
Yeah.
pack of them. Whoomp, whoomp. Fucking job done. You know, it depends how sweaty your bollocks get, but yeah, it works down there perfectly as well. But yeah, baby wipes. You
I
want a
even
baby
supplied all the
wipe.
cutlery.
Anzabu takes Imodium.
Oh, fuck yeah, I did last time.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I started off the LP weekend, like I said, fucking
Well,
like to visit those bogs.
It kept you pretty
Probably.
sound last Sunday, Rob.
Well,
Huh?
It stopped you going in the hedge last Sunday. Kept you pretty
Yeah,
sound.
that one, like, I thought something was going to happen, but I think it just went back up. You know what I mean? When you like, I was tight.
well, last detectable, just do what I did, Rob. When I had my 2 teeth taken out and I was on painkillers, I was blocked up for the whole weekend. I was all right till I got home.
I must admit, the LP weekender, the big ass hill that we had, we was camped up the bottom of the big hill, got up there, and then sort of like went round the fence through the side and into this big field that was, you know, sort of like going across the top of the hill. So it still sort of was a bit hilly, but went over. And I think I got about halfway along near the bushes, and there was people spread out, and I had to wait for one to sort of go past me. But yeah, I was like, there's no way in the world am I going back down that fucking hill and then coming back up it just to have a fucking squirt. So I had no bog roll, didn't take no fucking bog roll with me. So I had to get these like little mini dot leaves, grab a whole fucking load of them, and then in the bush there was this sort of gap in the bottom, but there was loads of these spiky plants sort of like sticking up. So I had to clear all those fucking out of the way so they didn't go up my arse. And then yeah, look round and drop and shit at the same time, sort of thing. Quick wipe with the leaves and fucking back up. I should have filmed it because it went like, you know, a military operation, mate. No one seen me ass. No one seen me dick hit the fucking floor. It was all good. You know? But you got to be careful, ain't you? You have a shit. Sometimes you might have a piss. So, like, you know, you don't want to like suddenly have fucking piss into your own trousers that are around your knees, is it? It's like
You're lucky, dude. You're lucky you weren't on a proper little hill and sort of slipped back down it as you was fucking.
oh, mate. Oh, fucking, there's one bit, the fence went along, and the other side of it was this tall grass. And I know Tidy and that were coming down, and it's like a valley that they were coming down at the bottom of this other hill. And I walked back down, so the campsite field was over there, and this valley was over this way, this long grass. And I thought, should I up the fence, go down the side of this thing, and fucking like meet them in the valley, and then walk back to the campsite with them? And I thought, I'm bound to fucking fall over the fence or fuck myself. I won't bother. Next day, see it from the other side. Yeah, it's steep as fuck with all this tall grass, and then it's just a chalk cliff where it's just been completely half the hill's been dug out of the side. So I would come down through there and then suddenly fucking dropped 30 feet. It would have been like most fun.
Hi, Clark's Co. We're experiencing technical difficulties tonight. Paul hasn't got Roseanne to push the button to highlight the chat. I'm on my phone, so I can't see the chat, so I rely on Paul doing his job and pushing the button.
Roseanne asked, what kind of food?
I've gone back and back and back and back and back and can't see it.
Don't,
Paul,
don't push nothing, mate. It's not worth it.
Oh, Christ, I've learned a lesson from you. Christ,
Yeah,
I've learned
delete.
lessons in survival tests that just eat them alone, mate.
Survival of the fittest out there, mate. It's for survival of the fittest.
Is Tidy
What
drinking
did
a fucking beer while driving, or is that just me?
No. Cider.
Yeah.
Heidi, no offense, but people want to come
We're in
in.
Wales.
they
Is
wanna
it? You ready to go?
We're gonna
Cheer.
Fuck off.
bye, and then Tidy can come back a bit later when he's not driving, so to speak.
He's fine.
Oh, so you'll let Joe drive, but you want to let Tidy? Ooh.
Did I let
Yeah,
Joe drive?
I'll
No,
tell you
we've
what.
I think I've always said, Joe, don't drive, don't do that, don't do this, don't do the other, and whatever
Disregarding
when she comes on. But I've also said, but then again, do what the fuck you like.
What's going on with the beard then, Paul? I was watching earlier and I was thinking now.
Tez, I'm
I've seen
trying to
that in
show
real
you what
Tez.
you're going to be like in 10, 15 years' time.
Oh, if I'm as good looking as you, Paul, in 15 years' time, I'll be all right.
That's all right, mate. Just pitch a tent next to me would be fine.
That's a fucking big if.
Hello, Andy.
Hello,
Andy.
mate.
How
How
are
you
you?
doing? You
Not
guys all
bad.
right?
Not bad. How's things?
Yep.
You ain't
All
doing
right.
the housework, are you?
I'm sorting eggs.
You're doing
Egg.
what?
Oh, mate, I've got 300 chickens, so every night I have to sort all the eggs. So I
300
thought
chickens.
So,
That's a
I,
lot
so I
of
thought I'd
omelette.
have a bit. I'd have a
That's
bit of a laugh
exciting.
and listen to you lot about your shitting habits.
What's got to be done's got to be done.
Yeah,
Mate,
you know.
Rob, I go fishing, mate, and I could absolutely understand exactly what you were saying, mate. I've had more bush dumps than you'd imagine.
You just got to remember to clear it, innit? So you don't get that like, oh fuck, no, how, wow.
I must admit, I was laughing earlier when you said you got to, because when your shorts come down, you got to make sure you pull them down far enough, otherwise you piss on the back of your shorts.
It's
We all know from experience.
Oi,
I think when
I've done that. It's like, oh no.
as a kid, I took a shit in the woods, and as I stood up, I fucking lost my balance a bit and stood backwards.
Oh,
oh, Rob.
not good.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
good.
having to get the stick and get it out of the grips of your fucking shoes. It's not good when it's your own.
Rob, it could have been worse. It could have been cat shit.
Boy, no.
Oh.
You know what I
Shit,
do?
that fox shit
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
fucking
Fox is worse. It stinks,
fox
doesn't it?
roll in that fucking shit, don't they?
It's when
We've
you're
done a
following
week.
people round on a dig that have obviously been in the hedge and they've got white socks on and they've had a dump and they've got the dribbles on the back of their white socks above their boots. You've ever noticed that? You kind of think, that's not mud because this is summer, mate. You know what I mean? This is not,
Mate, that sock will be left in the bush. It's
you've
like,
not
you know what I mean?
stepped
If
in a
you
puddle,
got trousers on and a
Yeah.
pair of boxers, you can sacrifice your boxers. You know what I mean? There is always an option of a bit of clothing like that. Do I really need
I've
this?
seen that a few
Do I
times.
need this sleeve of my t-shirt? No, fuck it. Rip it off. Fuck it.
You can always tell which ones have been out at Detector and had a shit in the open because they always come back with one sock missing. It's like every fucker's got a sock missing, like.
And they're not just wearing it as a bandana. They're it's totally missing. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
If
How are
I
you
gotta
guys anyway?
If I gotta go, I'm gonna bury a 1p in it and then fill it back over.
Oh no! Imagine that. Put a nice silver in there, and you just push it back. Someone comes. My mate, I was on the way up the shop, and my mate was messing about, and he was kicking. He went in some woman's garden, and you know those little stones you get. He kicked a few at me, so I went in the garden and grabbed a handful. As I chucked him, I thought, "What the bloody hell's that?" I picked up cat shit. It was fucking. Yes, I could have kicked. I was angry. I was angry. I tell you, mate. I was washing my hand in a it was winter, so I got a frozen cold, wet puddle. I'm trying to wash my bloody hand in this damn puddle. I wiped it on his jacket. He weren't happy. He weren't happy. But he shouldn't have threw stones at me, should he? I would have picked him up.
So what's
people throwing stuff at you. Terrible, mate. Fucking hell.
So I haven't been on this call for a long time, and apologies, I haven't been too busy. And clearly, the metal detecting talk has just gone to rat shit.
What's metal
It's
detecting?
well, we started talking about rallies and weekend rallies and stuff like that, and people's experiences, and people have talked about their experiences, and it's devolved into what we're talking about now, basically.
I know, it's hilarious.
Kev needs to know this sort of
every
stuff,
now
you
and
see.
again.
Hey?
Roseanne's asking now, what kind of power pack do you use to charge your detector?
That was a
when on
question
the
I had,
weekend?
and Jace did post up. He did show a picture of his
I've
power
got-
pack because
Excuse me. I've got a Goodman's.
I've got
Now,
what's that,
I've used this.
10,000?
I've tried to use the Knox to power this, and it didn't seem to want to charge it. But that was my fault because on the back you got USB 1 and USB 2. Now one of them's a fast charge and one of them's a standard charge, and you got to make sure you plug it into the right one to be able to charge up your detector.
Same with my phone and shit on those. I've got very
But-
similar.
I think Aaron at South Coast had said that if you fully charge up your detector, you should get through the whole weekend without needing to charge it. Basically, your power bank is for your phone.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna-
I've got
Oi, Paul.
I was going to say I've got because I used to fish. I'm just trying to think what they're called now. I bought it from Yates Angling. It's something monkey. It's called.
Spider Monkey.
No, it's not Spider Monkey.
Phone King.
It will come to me in a minute.
Funky
But basically, they're really good. It's about 100 quid, Roseanne, and you can get them out of Yateley Tackle Shop, and they're really, really good. And I can't remember what they're bloody called now. It will come to me, but they'll charge Paddy and I's Deus both nights, no problem at all.
that's worthwhile looking at as well. What Day has just posted up, it gets 3 charges on a detector. That's worthwhile knowing.
What's that?
Paul, I'm
20,000.
going to jump off.
Yeah,
I think
20,000.
Clark's close.
Yeah, because that one's a 10.
Codes in the background. If you can
Yeah.
see him in the
Who wants to
studio, I'm gonna
volunteer to jump off,
and
Andy?
I'll pop back on later on.
Yeah,
No, you stay.
I'll
You
drop
stay,
off.
Rob.
I've got to get up for work very early. So
Oh, then you
Oi,
go.
I got the fucking excuse in first, you pair of cunts. Fuck off.
Rob needs to roll one, so he needs to put.
I just know Clark's Cove's in the background, so they're sat there and probably want to say some
is that a
American stuff.
Muto on eBay?
Rob, we'll see you in a bit then, mate.
30 quid.
If you want to pop, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
all
going
right.
to
All right,
are you
bud.
going to Detectable, Rob?
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
I'll see you there,
More
bud.
likely. Right, nice one.
See you in a bit, buddy.
Terry, are you going to Detectable?
Not this year.
Are you not?
I'm at 2 different digs. I'm going to a Garrett dig this year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
We've been typing in the chat, and
I-
no one was. And I
Yeah,
thought,
listen,
okay.
I know I'm trying to talk and watch and type and read and everything all at the same time. And
No
bear
one
with
else
me,
is
guys. All
able
right.
to see us,
I
Paul.
don't think anyone can see us
Deej
in the
hasn't
chat.
seen us.
Uh,
Rose
Joe
hasn't
couldn't
seen.
see
Joe
us.
couldn't see us.
I did go all the way back as far as I could, and I could not see you at all.
Yeah, we've been on here for probably 30 minutes.
Oh, bless you guys.
Oh,
but
see it.
Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
It's
I can see your
okay.
message.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, guys.
get
We-
your camera on. Come on, unless
technical
you're.
difficulties.
No, they're in command center, which is the bed.
See, even Roseanne says she don't know why they can't see us typing.
Yeah,
I
hard
can't.
to
I
tell,
can't see
man.
anything in the chat at all.
YouTube. Yesterday,
On
when I was
YouTube, I
on
can't see anything.
YouTube, when I was on Marlon's live yesterday, I was typing in Marlon's live, and the chat weren't moving up, and I was thinking, God, there must be more people chatting. I think YouTube are having a slight issue. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But hey, how are you guys doing out there in West Virginia?
Oh, we're doing great. It's getting ready to
Cool.
storm. We can hear it thundering right now. So,
Nice one.
but we didn't mean for Rob to go. We were just trying to figure out what was going on. And
we're glad to see him go.
Oh, that's a horrible thing to say.
No, it's not. He's not.
Man.
He's only saying what we was all thinking. As soon as he went.
Okay, you legend, you. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, and Rob and Melissa, the stickers finally arrived. You know the the clothes detecting stuff.
Mine are on the board.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Well, I think I even might get mine turned into a tattoo.
I hear you.
Hey, Patty, how you doing?
How are you? All right? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Are you all right? You doing well?
Oh, we're doing great.
See, I was one of the very first 100, I think, of being the Clark's Cover for long.
Yes.
You know, Tez, you're the only person I've ever known that can talk while he's asleep.
I talk a lot, man. I don't talk.
You amaze me at times, mate. You really do.
Sorry, man.
Your eyes look like they're closed, Tez. They do. It looks like you're laid down on a pillow and you're talking in your sleep.
It looks like you're asleep, mate, but you're still talking with us. It's fine. Just excuse my sense of humour.
I think it's my eyes, man. It's my eyes. I'm thinking of it in the beach tonight again.
Yeah, you've been detecting today.
No, I've been doing a bit of beach hunting. Lately.
There you go. See, it's you've been windswept through the day, mate. Today, yeah, that's what it is.
The ground's too hard to dig, and I thought I'm going to give it a go going down the beach. And I've been down the beach, and I just enjoy beach hunting at the moment. I really enjoy it.
How much have you made over the last couple of days, Tez?
70 pound I'm on now, and I found 5 rings. All 5 of them were like just junk jewelry rings, right? But one set of boxing gloves I found were actually silver. But my boys had them. You know what I mean? I don't get a look in at nothing. I find the rings. I've got this one. Look at this ring. Look at the size of this.
Yeah, that's big, isn't it?
Who's going to wear that on their finger?
Oh, that came out of an arcade machine, obviously.
Yeah. How many tickets did it cost you?
Yeah.
No, apparently, though.
God. How many pick and grabs was that?
Well, I'll tell you what. Val commented on it, and she said it was. Val commented on my TikTok channel, and she said that's a glass. It's a glass something. I'm not sure what. Yeah, Morion glass or something. I'll tell you what. You look it up. It's actually worth a little bit of money for that. Pat Butcher, if she was still about, she would have that. She would have that.
Right, guys, I've got to go. I thought I'd just drop in and say hello because I haven't spoken to any of you for a long time. Look after yourselves.
Cheers, Andy.
Jason, are you going to Detectable?
Yeah, boy.
Do you there?
You will do.
Good.
I'll bring me Sharpie so Paddy can give me his autograph.
Good lad. Paddy says all right. He's on his way back from New York at the moment with my wife. So bless him.
Nice.
Anyway, listen. Look after yourselves, everybody. Lovely to see you all.
You
and I'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care.
See you all, best, buddy. Take care.
Bye, mate.
Yeah.
And there's the awkward silence.
We were just popping up. We didn't know what was going on. So, yep.
Yeah, it got a little bit hectic for a while where people wanted to jump in. There's a couple of people that sort of came in and went out again. And so Robert, Melissa, sorry, we could see you there in the background itching to get in. We were just waiting for somebody to get out. Rob, really grateful. Come back in if you want to, unless somebody else wants to come back in. So
I'm gonna be heading off in a minute, Paul, because I've got to get up at 4:30.
Yeah,
so,
Kev, much appreciated for dropping in, bud.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks for having me on, and
Kev,
I'll catch you.
I won't see you at Detectable, but maybe next year.
Kev.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yes. Stop it. See you later, guys.
See you, mate. I don't love him as much as I love you, Tezza.
Oh, cheers, mate. I love you too.
Oh, we've lost Robert and Melissa. No doubt they'll maybe come back in again in a minute.
Have you been out then, Paul? Have you been out lately? You've been out metal detecting?
Well, we went out. Listen, we went out for the first time in a long time in this past weekend. Myself, Roseanne, and Rob Random. We went out on a local group permission. By Christ, it was hard work. And I know Roseanne and Robert, posted up their own shorts. I haven't been videoing for a long time, but it was hard. It was bloody hard work.
What was hard work? Rob Random or digging?
On a ratio of who was harder, I would say the digging just beats Rob. Digging, but it's a bloody hard decision to make. But the digging literally just beat Rob in terms of what was bloody harder. But no, it was good fun to be around. It was good fun to be around.
Is that the first time you met Rob?
Not the Sunday gone. No. I saw Rob. Will he tell you himself? Rob, when did I first meet you?
Anyway,
Rob, will he tell you himself? Rob, when did I first meet you?
What's that mean?
Yeah, come on, Rob, turn it down. See, that's what I mean. When I met Rob at Reading Services for the first time, I tell you what, I could have cried when I see his van come through them bushes because I thought I was lost, and I've never been happier to see someone come
fucking truck space in his tiny little fucking Astra. I literally walked over and it was like, all right, and I looked around at his car because I'm a petrolhead, isn't it? And I'd see the fucking vent stuck to his bonnet, and I was like, fucking no, I'm dealing with it now, fucking right, fucking do a donut, innit? Wheel spin, fucking let's have a laugh. That'll do me here.
I had one of the best weekends, so you will have one of the best weekends ever when you go to one of these detectives, especially with all this lot. It made one of the best 3 days I've ever had.
It's a good, you know what I mean? Especially after the fucking last couple of years we've had, meeting up with people and that. Especially, you know what I mean? It was like with Paul Sunday, you know what I mean? He first time I met him, and it was like, yeah, he's definitely a bit of a weirdo. So,
I had no hesitation to check out Rob's hole.
Yeah,
at all.
He was banging.
He gave up. I was in there banging away his whole like a
10 minutes
banshee. Do you know what I mean?
I was filming it, and then I ended up stopping the film because it was going on for so long. It was fucking painful to watch.
I heard you found a Roman at Detectable with the Gavin Apex. Did I not hear?
Yes, my chunky
fucking weekend story.
Spunkorius or whatever.
It's a tidy little coin.
Oh, I like that.
One of those fat fucker sort of ones. Claudius or something, I think someone told me. But it ain't got really any detail on it, and I'm a bit scared to use the pencil. I've done that on my... I've literally been hammering this fucking... whatever coin it is. I thought there's got to be something on there. And
when they go green like that, you're just going to wear that off because usually they have like a brown covering usually, or some sort of harder covering shell. And once you get into that green stuff,
all the details sort of gone. So I've left it. I literally just washed that one off, and that'd do. It's fucking.
Still a nice find though. Finding
literally first fucking find, first fucking hit with the Apex. First hole, mate.
Boom.
So, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, this is a good start. Oh, that means it's going to be shit for the rest of the weekend, to be fair, because, you know what I mean? Fucking.
That's what it was like when I found that cartwheel, mate. First hole, cartwheel, as Tezza knows. And then the rest of the field was shit.
Rob, is something from JC, John Clayton, who wanted me to share this with you, mate.
Is this a picture like this? Like joint out of the box? So I did go and have a look at it just a minute ago.
What is that?
Me for not looking at this shit and like, you know what I mean? Like tent pegs.
What is it?
It's a fucking joint in a pack of fags, I think. I don't know if he's found it. He gives no explanation, just sends a fucking photo, doesn't it? It's not even a fucking dick pic.
Now,
fuck
is
sake.
that a pack of Super Kings or is it a pack of king size? That's
You
the
know what I mean?
question.
No info, mate. No info. I'm not interested. He ain't going to be bothered to give the right info. I'm not fucking bothered with the fucking pictures. Fuck you,
He
John.
ain't giving us a full rundown on where he got it.
I want fucking points of each of those tent pegs.
Do you know what? Right, when I went down the beach and started learning the apex on the stones. Right now, I know the apex sounds from bottle caps to
Nice one, Dave.
pools.
Thanks for
And
the update, mate.
I'll tell you
Looking
what. When I
forward to
find
it.
even if I find a pound coin, I tell you what, I'm like well chuffed. It's like a pound coin. I mean, I get chuffed over 50p because I mean I'm building up my jar well, and because I go late at night, you ain't got to pay for fucking parking.
Sweet.
So I'm straight in there. But you got the boy racers down there, like, and when they put their music up too loud, this speaker that they put down there starts going, "You need to move away from the area now, otherwise the police will come in." I was like, what the fuck? That made more noise and woke up everyone, that did, than the boy racers did.
Yeah, you always been traditional fucking racers. People used to come from all over the country to get down your way and fucking Clacton and places like that.
I saw a red XR3i the other day, Rob. I was with Julie, and she went, "Oh, that's quite an old." I said, "It's not just an old car. You got to look at it." And it was the RS Turbo one, Rob. But it just looked like the standard
Mate,
one.
I know your Julie loves the Escort. Fucking
Hey guys, it's a practical question for weekend away days and camping and all that kind of stuff. Roseanne's saying, is there going to be a food van? Dave saying no. Okay.
Who's saying no? Is that for the?
Yeah. But Dave saying open barbecues, so feel free to be your own meat. So with that in mind, what years ago when I'm going back 5-6 years ago, I used to have one of those cold boxes that used to plug in. Do you know what I mean? Used to keep stuff really nice and cold. I haven't got that luxury anymore. So
Paul,
what do people use now?
Do you know what you do? No, do you want to do? Oh, yeah, I got one for you, right? What you need to do is do what the boys down here do. Get a load of wood, build a fire, turn yourself over a Tesco trolley, bang. Got yourself a little rack, got yourself a little fire going, cook your meat straight up on a Tesco trolley.
So he's on about how to keep your food cool, not cook it.
Oh, keep it cool. Oh, down here.
They leave it in the shop until they put a brick through the window, and that keeps it nice and fresh.
Mate, believe me, the moment someone leaves the shopping trolley outside my house and I turn it upside down, you'll be the first person invited. All right? Believe me.
Nice one.
The boys usually reverses into his local fucking Lidl, like straight through the pipe.
So what do we need to get, guys?
A proper cooler box.
Weekend to cool the food.
Proper cooler box with those freezer packs.
Fuck the freezer packs. Get a 5-litre bottle of water. Freeze that. Takes about 2 or 3 days.
Well, then that's a big freezer pack.
What about a bag of ice cubes in the bottom of the?
Because the freezer packs, they last a good day or so. But if you're opening it and shutting it a lot,
don't use frozen peas because the fucking bags leak.
Pea juice. Nice green bottom to you. Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
I had soggy sausage rolls at Detectable.
Bottles of water, basically.
What did you take peas?
That's another one.
They were frozen.
Why'd you take peas though, of all things?
Because they were frozen. It was cheap.
Yeah, but they're defrost well quick peas. I'll take the peas out, right? Do the cooking.
It's all a learning experience.
There you go. We're getting on to what not to do.
So, for the weekend, what kind of volume cooler box do we need? 30 litre, 40 litre, 45, 50, whatever.
How much meat are you taking for?
Depends how much you drink. Basically,
we're talking more booze and food, mate.
Well, then any booze, then you're gonna be. You got to remember, whatever ice packs you do use takes up a fair bit of room. inside a 30-litre one or whatever. If you've got a 2-litre bottle, saying it don't fit, so you have to have it across. You know what I mean? You can't.
I've never used the the
I've
actual
got I
cooler,
think it's 80-litre
freezer
one.
cooler pack things.
But they are about sort of like 80 odd quid, I think, those sort of ones, like from.
So I take it, is Dave still in the
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah, Dave's here.
So obviously, with no food van, I take it that means there's not going to be any beer van or beer tent.
Do you want to jump in, Dave?
So that is, we'll bring our own beer then.
You're going to have to get into your minds. This is a wild camp you're going on. You need to be a bit off grid. So you got to have your power. You got to have your water. You got to have your bog roll. You got to have your, you know what I mean? I don't think you'll get much signal there.
And don't forget, you can buy those things off eBay that the man with the hat recommended years ago. Those little tiny little things that you just add water and they turn off into a great big arse wipe. Do you ever see those things?
Go and get it and take your tablet.
Dave, you put it inside before it goes big. What do you do with it?
No, it's a tiny little tablet in a bottle.
Oh, it's like a flannel, isn't it?
You put the water on and it just goes into a huge bloody great towel that you wipe your ass with.
Stick it up your ass and let your ass wet it.
Fair enough.
Pop out that comes.
I took food for cooking at Detectable last year. I didn't cook any of it. Scott and Kimmy cooked it all on Sunday.
Last year I had my Tescan account to this. It was water, cans of Coke, bottles of frozen water, and a couple of emergency pot noodles, and maybe I think a pack of like Mars bars just in case you need that little sugar rush. So being a diabetic, I didn't know at the time. I just fall asleep.
Throw them on the campfire on the.
But if you're gonna have a campfire, guarantee the big sacks of like the big logs. I mean, you'll use 4 of those in one night. So if you have a fire on a Friday night, then you know what I mean. If you're having one on a Saturday as well, you need a lot of fucking wood. They do tend to cane wood quickly.
No.
There will be an awning and possibly a small marquee to put your beer in if you need to. We are starting small and have found that for now it's just not worth the vans and bars turning up. Good idea though. Yeah, mate. Fucking, I would love to come. I'm still thinking on it. Just that, in fact, I am set up to like off grid with me solar power and shit like that. And it's just good. It's good to watch the other ones.
That's another thing that I looked into. No, I did think about possibly looking into getting one of these solar panels that you can unfold, similar ones you get to like a caravan. But with those ones, you do need a 12-volt battery for that to be connected to, for you to connect your device into the back of the solar panel.
Yeah. You could get like for size, you can get the motorbike batteries, like the gel batteries that are only that sort of size. Because people make power packs for those, don't they? But what's up with £7 beers at rallies?
Can you
bring your own
out
beer?
Of curiosity, can you run an inverter off a leisure battery?
Yeah,
you can. All right,
you can, but they do cane them down quick. It's the sort of thing you want to be. It's like Tidy. His car uses that to charge up his phone and shit like that and maybe his detector if he needs to. But he'll have his car running while you're doing it because they will. Yeah, it literally will suck up the power. And so having a good voltage going in, good bit of ampage, that will help.
How much life, Rob? On average, hours.
Depends what you're running. I've got a TV in mind, which is sort of like specifically for running on 12 volt and stuff. It's only like 20 watts, so don't use up too much. And I've literally fell a kip at night and woken up in the morning and it's still on. You know what I mean? I've got 2 leisure batteries and then I've got the main battery up front. So even if I do cane the leisure batteries right down, the van will start because it's on the main one, which will start charging it up again. And like Jason, I've got a suitcase type solar panel. It's 120 watts, but it was fucking bigger than I thought, and it literally folds out and it's got its own frame, so you put it like at the front of the van and stick them on, and it fits in my cupboard and sort of blocks where I've got my fuel tank for the heater. So it does have another job as such, but they are heavy. They are big. You know, don't believe those pictures when you see them and think, oh yeah, that one will just slip up. Nah.
Right, guys, I'm off.
It's all good.
I'm off. 'Cause I'm going to get changed, and she's gone to bed. So I'm sneaking off down the fucking beach.
Nice one. Do a live.
I'll try, but it's so fucking pitch black down there. I mean, I might show a little bit of the seafront and that while I'm down there.
Yes, you need to wake up first, mate, before you go down the beach.
No. You see what will happen is I'll go down like this, wake up a little bit while I'm down there, and then get like this when I'm down there.
That's what he's doing. He's got his eyes closed. Look, he's recharging his night visions. As soon as he gets there, he can see.
You know, I'll tell you what. If anyone's not seen my new light vision night coil, designed by Digger's Den himself, you've got to head over and check out my TikTok nighttime visioned coil.
You need to swing that around in the dark tonight so we can say, it's fucking aliens, look, here they come.
I've done that. I've done that on my TikTok. I just waved it about and it just looks like two little glow things going.
Cheers, mate. Look forward to seeing you soon, mate.
I love you all. I'll keep you posted anyway. I'll post up in the old groups anyway as I do.
Nice one.
But yeah, man, I've got to wake up a bit. I'm going to have a couple of coffees. Yeah, before I go, listen to this.
You just put Brute on. You just put Brute on, didn't you?
No, I've been.
Yeah, you did. You just put Brute on.
Fluoric acid.
You don't need Brute to go down the beach.
Rob. Look at me hair. Yeah. And even Julie said the other day, she went, I swear your hair's growing. And I swear that fluoric acid is making me bloody hair grow back, son.
Let's have a look.
Look.
Where?
It's not, mate. It's not.
Look, feel this.
Hold on, stay there.
I've got bristles, son.
Where?
It's not.
Look.
You got bristles where you didn't have them before.
Yeah.
Tell you what, your Julie is really cruel to you, giving you false hope.
And on that note.
Right, on that note, before these kids eat all the shit, because I've just nicked half a lion bar and they're eyeing it up. Oh shit! I've dropped it.
I thought your missus had
3
it.
second rule. 3 second rule.
No, there's dog hair down there. The dog's laying down there, right next to where the chocolate bar is.
Paul, are you doing any chocolate giveaways for Tezza?
Tez, I'll send you some chocolate.
No.
Oh no! So it fell out of the pack.
I'll send it to you. Keep it away from Julie, though, right?
No, I'll just wait until I go offline and quickly pick it up and eat it. You guys won't know. I love you, Paul. I love you, fucking Jace. I love you, Rob. Fucking legends of the YouTubers. I love you, guys.
Be safe and enjoy the beach tonight. Don't sleep on the beach. Be warned. All right? Especially where you live. Mad.
Get out, Tezza.
Oh, he does make me laugh.
Yeah, lick the dog hair off, it'll be all okay. Dog bar now.
No, I haven't seen any of the chat tonight.
I've been trying my hardest to.
It's because I'm on a phone. I can't see the chat or anything. So
yeah, it blanks out the screen when you try to fucking look at the chat, doesn't it?
It is hard work, mate. You know, even I appreciate that. And I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do on Saturday. I think, like I said, it's just literally going to be 8 till late, random chat, all through August, and then get Detectable out the way, and then start trying to get some people in for mid-September.
I was saying to Kev last night, and I mentioned to Rob and Roseanne, I'm still kind of, you know, with Roseanne's situation of, you know, what it is at the moment and Tuesday commitment to yourself, and obviously you know, I don't know the dialogue you've had between yourselves, but I kind of feel like I want to just take a little break. All right, get the summer out of the way, particularly between August and September. So we had Will booked in tonight, rescheduled Will. I know Scotty's in the background. I tried to get Scotty into a conversation last night to say the same thing. We'll reschedule until 13th September onwards. But we'll do another one next week, and then from that point, just going to take a break, take a holiday, get the weekenders out the way, come back online, and then
I say you should never feel compelled to have to do something, especially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Week in, week out, it is hard work, and it's one of those things. Like
that's why we were doing it every other week.
You feel bad if you miss doing it or whatever, and especially if someone's like, "Oh, well, you know, what happened to you on so and so," and it's sort of like,
yeah,
well, I wasn't feeling it.
It was every other week.
A long time ago with doing lives, I like just do it when you feel like it. Could be 4 o'clock in the morning, just suddenly like, fuck it, I'll go live now. Fuck, you know what I mean? I usually set them to private afterwards anyway. It's like whoever was there had the crack.
Mine always stay live, unless there's something that happens on the show that really shouldn't sort of like. Then I'll start to private.
Wouldn't know what you're on about. Fucking hell. Never seen anything.
No, it was every week, every Friday with the Horsemen, and obviously then the situation with Tezza came up, and so that I thought, well, you know, I'll step in and out. Tez, keep going for a bit, and we did it every other week. So you know, I get a week with the Horsemen, week doing my sort of thing. And then we sort of like branched into doing the interview slots, and that is working itself. You know, trying to contact people, and obviously like with Paul and Roseanne having theirs alternate on Tuesdays, it was trying to get somebody that wasn't going to be on the Saturday show that was literally on the Tuesday show, literally say a couple of weeks ago, because it'd be. It's
trying
too
to find
close.
people who will actually come on a live and chat. You know, you will get the ones that be fine to do it, but they go round when there's a few different shows. It's just trying.
But it is hard. It is hard work, and it's you know, like some of them, you know, they're comfortable in front of their own camera doing their videos. They're not really comfortable doing live.
And you sort of go on other people, so you get ideas from other people. Everyone, you know what I mean, incorporates things into either their videos or lives that they've more than likely seen either on TV, on a film, or on, you know what I mean. It's like,
I tell you something that I've shared this with a couple of people recently. One of the things I feel guilty about is I used to be quite, what's the word for it? Fastidious in terms of night in, night out, looking at. I knew when people were posting stuff up, you know, and I've been tuned into this. It might be a premiere, it might be a video coming out, it might be Marcus, it could be Scotty, it could be anyone. And I was watching those night after night after night after night. But then all of a sudden, when you start getting into a routine of planning for your own Tuesday, that kind of stuff falls by the wayside because you're
the more you're on, the more you do lives, the more you stay in the community, the more people you get to know, the more channels you follow, and you know.
I've had to say to a few people online, I'm not neglecting your videos. I've seen them. But I'm not being funny. Just haven't got the time to sit there and bloody type away and say I've watched.
When you start off small,
creator,
you know.
Yeah, when you start off small, so you got like, you know, you're starting yourself off, so you've got like 50 subscribers to you, so you're able to follow your 50 subscribers. Then the more you get, you're trying to watch their videos because you know that they're watching yours as well. But it gets harder and harder, and especially like nowadays, the videos, the average length time that seems to be the right length for videos on YouTube is 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Anything longer than that, I'll go on and watch somebody's videos come out. It's like, now to touch the screen, it's like, Jesus, it's like 32 minutes.
Yeah, and I've been guilty of that a few times myself. Posted up a 35 and a 46 and whatever, because I can't. I just haven't had the time to chunk it down into one. It's easier just to say, bang, there you go, lob
It
it
all
out.
depends. Some
It's a
people
45
like
minute
longer
video.
ones. I mean, I watch some of the urban exploring ones, and some of them, you know what I mean? Yeah, if it's 45 minutes, it's usually 45 minutes of pretty decent, footage. Lots of nice editing going on that keeps you sort of like watching, or at least pausing it and coming back to it, sort of thing. Metal detecting is one of those things. Everyone does the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? Well, here we are. There we go. You could do a live dig, or you could do a dig, or you can pop in. But it's don't matter what you find as such. The same process goes into most people's videos. So yeah, they enter the most sort of like 30 minutes of that.
There you go,
Sort
Rob.
of like,
Scott is just identifying Thursday night needs it's got a gap.
Thursday night needs an interaction show.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think who does Thursday.
There you go.
The Big Detective. They've got Mark on this Thursday, giving all the details out of. Is it next Thursday?
Talking about Detectable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's next Thursday.
Which is this coming Thursday?
No, next Thursday. As in next week.
The Thursday after Thursday.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get sure. So not this Thursday, Thursday after. But
going back to YouTube videos, I think what I'm trying to do is, watch my usual ones that I've been watching for years, especially the knobheads and stuff like that. But more so, if I get a comment on my video, then I'd go through those that have actually left a comment on mine, and then I'll go over and try to watch their videos if they got anything out, sort of like return the favor.
Good to see you, Jeff.
It's a bit of way of paying the love back. If they're taking the time out to watch your video, go back over and watch their videos.
That's it. Done that for donkeys, you know what I mean, for years. Basically.
And I've been getting some people comment on my videos that haven't commented for fucking ages. But it's not that you don't put it down to say they're not interested. But it's like you said, Paul. It's hard watching everybody's video.
I'll be the first to tell you that I'm guilty of that. I just haven't got the frigging time to, to worry about watch it. I'm not one that'll watch, sort of 2 seconds, skip along to the next thing, skip along to the next thing, skip along. I'll watch it all the way through. That's me. I have to watch a video all the way through, But when you've got one oh Christ, how many in your watch later box that everything you subscribe to, that adds up to a significant amount of time through the week. And I just haven't got the time to think, Christ, what have I just watched? What did I want to comment on? So I'm no longer commenting. I'm putting the thumbs up, but I'm not leaving comments. So I'll watch yours, but I'm not leaving comments. I'll leave a thumbs up.
I like to keep track on certain channels. I like to keep track on certain channels that got more than 3,000 subscribers, but only get 2 people watching their Saturday live stream. And I look at the videos that they bang out, and they're banging out one on a Monday, one on a Wednesday, one on a Friday, one on a Sunday. And some of their videos, they're getting about 29 views over a course of 2 to 3 weeks. And this bloke's got 3,000 plus subscribers. So where are all these subscribers when it comes to watching their videos? If I'm beating that, then I'm happy enough. On average, at the end of a week, I get about 97 watching my videos. It's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's either that or people have gone on there and just thought, I fucking hate you, and forget to unsubscribe. or which I'm guilty of. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels that they're complete wankers, and it's like, I'm keeping an eye on you. Keep your enemies close, friend. You know what I mean? So it's just like channels that have wound me up for fucking years or whatever, and it's like, I can't comment on them because I'm blocked on my 2 fucking channels that I've got. So yeah, it's always fun when I go on. Someone does something, and I think, right, go and have a little pop on there with live stream investigator, shall we? And then they get paranoid. And it's like, who's you? What have we done? It's like, we've had this come up in our algorithm.
Well, algorithm. I like the way you said that.
Algorithm.
Yeah. Just looking back through the chat, we've got Jeff Brewers. Jeff, you're always welcome, mate. Pop in if you want to. And Tina's still there.
Philip's good
Tina's
for
still there.
comment.
Team Blake in the back, Clan Blake in the background, and Joe's still there in the background. Joe, you're always welcome. Pop in. Roseanne still watching.
I had a bit of a issue happen on holiday.
And Phil. Issue on holiday? Where's he gone?
I'm here.
Oh, he's gone to get his issue. Ah, Christ.
Oh, you're
with the
Adrian
carbon
bong.
Now, I had my doubts about whether these were actually carbon fiber or just plastic coated with carbon fiber. This one,
carbon fiber dip.
It is. This one is carbon fiber, but because it's carbon fiber, when I'm using the stem part, there is a lot of stress on there. So basically, the glue formula that is mixed with the carbon fiber is giving way, and it's literally the only thing that's holding it is the actual carbon fiber strands and this outer coating. So literally, it flexes like buggery. Don't know whether you can see that.
Just snap it. Do it on the live. There you.
No, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip off the outer clear film, and I'm going to buy some carbon fiber strands and using an epoxy resin and actually strengthen up the set. Because I tell you what, this is a fantastic bit of kit.
Yeah.
Because I've checked it.
How is it joined at the moment, Jace?
It's literally, it's all formed. It's all formed as one.
So
but, I know I'm on the beach. And
I thought carbon fiber, though, was always intended to be one straight piece of kit and not have any specific.
But I literally took off this fixing here, and I've looked down in it, and it isn't got like a blank plastic inside. You can see the carbon fiber pattern.
Okay.
So how they've done it, but I think what they need to do is they need to rethink about how this, because when you got it in there, that is a lot of stress. And I'm only stringing the 10x5, but literally it's just the constant moving is ended up causing it to flex.
What do you do with that bit? What is it?
Well, what you got?
That's the bit you clip to your belt when you're walking, you know.
So you got your arm cup on here.
Not very much.
Comes down. You'd have your control unit on here. And then basically what you can do is you can use as a straight stem, like that.
Right, okay.
Or you can take this out of here.
So where's is that the handle then? That bit sticking up. That's the handle.
There you go. So you'd have your arm cup up there.
Yeah.
Control pad there. And basically it's like an S-stem. It gives you about an extra 4 inches reach.
Well, how's your arm go past the control thingy then? Sort of thing. Is it like in front of it? Yeah, put it together.
Do you need a while, Jace? Jason's going to put it together now and do a demo, mate.
I'm making him work.
So I've got the original S-stem on then. The original.
That was quick.
Yeah. So that would be there like that. And the S-stem will be underneath the control box.
So what do you hold then when that one's on there? That fucking bit of
that bit.
Even in Marcus.
Right. So right,
the
I see.
You're comes up in front of the control box.
Now, yeah, as soon as you put any weight on it, that's the bit that's.
Well, it's not. It's not. I don't put any weight on it, but it's literally
it needs a cross member, doesn't it? Going from the bottom to the top, that it wouldn't have any flex happening on that bend.
A cross member from where?
You put in this part in here.
There, where his finger is.
4 inches reach.
Where his finger is, and then if he puts his finger on the other bit where he puts his hand. The actual bend, not.
But you've got the option of using it that way.
Touch the bend. Right, that's it. Right, now go toward. That's it. Go down. Oh yeah, go. That's too far. Fucking hell, you're a bit fucking quick, wouldn't you? Go right now underneath that. So if a bar went from
Yeah.
there across to, they wouldn't even have to go. Yeah, that's it. If they extended that a little bit,
They do need to rethink it. But I literally, when I took this off, I had to put the original back on. That one there
How you doing,
is
mate?
actually shorter
in Blackpool
than that section there. So the S stem itself gives you more reach, but it's this in there. It's not very well
Hey, show us
designed.
what option you got for the arm cup mounting on the top of it. The arm. Show us what option you got for the arm cup mounting on just one slot. Yeah.
One on, because that's the only thing that's fixed. Then on the back of the S stem, you see that ridge?
Yeah.
Basically, the underside fits into that, so you can slide up the control box to where you want. Then you just tighten up the screws.
Okay.
It's not like the original Knox stem where you've got the 3 holes for your cup hold arm cut, and then obviously you fixed where the control unit is. This one is fully adjustable to suit your needs.
My carbon fiber shaft, my Knox, is a CMD one, and it's a little bit more. Well, it's straight. For want of a better phrase, it's not. You know, it's not.
Is it a 2-part?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad had a 2-part, and it doesn't collapse down enough. So whenever I picked him up, he had to go across the back seats.
Yeah, it doesn't. I thought it would collapse a lot more than what it did, but it doesn't. It's just.
But this thing does. When you finish with it, you take it out of there, and then you put it back into the lower section, and then basically you'd have your coil sitting across there.
Yeah.
And it would stand in an upright position like that.
Yeah.
It's just that it's just for some reason it's not very well designed there. It's a lot of stress when you've got your stem coming down there and you're swinging back and forth. That's a lot of flex in that part there. I'm pretty sure it'll be all right if using a 10x5, but at some point the strands are going to give away, and you'll end up with being in the middle of the field with your stem flopping around all over the place.
True. Yeah. How have you found it with the opposite end with coil changing and stuff like that?
I don't, because
so if you want to whip off the 10x5 and put on your 15-inch coil, or the smaller coil, you've
I've got a coil. I've got
coil coil, haven't you?
I've got 3 of these.
Yep.
So that's the lower stem. So there's 3 of these with 3 coils. So basically, all it is a case of disconnecting it from the Knox box, and and then basically you just pull out the lower stem and put in the new one that's already got a coil on it. So there's no need for fiddling around with the bolt.
Yeah.
Because the more you undo that bolt and the more you keep tightening it up, that's where you're going to be putting extra pressure on the coil lugs.
You're right there, Marcus. There's nothing worse than being in the field with your stem flopping out. It happened to an athlete this week, didn't it?
Yeah, I did hear.
Bob's flopping around the place, bless him.
Yeah. Your friend's drink?
Next to my bottle.
What?
Next to my bottle.
What bottle?
Oh my god. Oh, bloody fine.
Go on,
Your
Aaron.
friend's
Go on,
glass,
Aaron.
not
You
your
tell him.
friend's drink.
Go on, Aaron. You tell him.
Oh, just fun.
What?
I don't look. Look down there.
I'm not looking down there.
Oh, have you sniffles?
No. Sod. Do you just love kids?
Oh, yeah. I remember those days, mate. They're all grown up and gone away now, though.
That's the beauty of weekenders. You can't take them.
How are you getting on with that? The coil tech.
I love it. It's my go-to coil. It's great. It's more stable than the stock coil, and you're not really losing any depth on it because we'll say the stock coil is 11 inches.
Yeah.
So this is 10. So you're losing half an inch front and back, but it gets in amongst the trashy areas. probably the best thing I've bought for the Knox.
Yeah, and in amongst the stubble, what's it like? So you've not got the smaller, what you call, I forget what they call that one now. The Diddy one.
The little sniper coil.
Yeah, sniper gun. Roseanne was using that on Sunday. I forget
Yeah,
what
that's
they call it.
more. It's got more punch to it than people give it credit for. It is a really good machine. But I got back off holiday on Saturday, and then by the time we got back down to the house after having tea at the in-laws, it was about 10 o'clock, and my fields were just being harvested. So I went out. I went out Sunday, I think it was, for a couple of hours in the afternoon. It was just so hard going. There's literally the ground is so dry. You got the stubble and everything. The trouble is, you got the stubble is about 4 inches tall, so you're having to hover above it, because if you knock the stubble, you get a bit of falsing.
Nice one, Spence. Yeah.
And then if you do get a decent signal, it's literally going to be either quite close to the surface, or it's going to be deeper than you can actually dig, because the ground is just so hard. It really is unbelievable.
Do you feel sometimes if when you're on the stubble you're getting some falsing as well?
Yeah,
because you're having to put your sensitivity up a bit higher. And
yeah,
I mean,
because my dad's a retired farmer. He retired last year, and he said there's I think it's a new thing they're doing there with the farmers, because of the intense heat that we get in. That once they've finished harvesting the fields, I think what they got to do is they got to go over the fields with like a disc harrow to break up the surface, and it's supposedly to help combat field fires and stuff like that. It also breaks up the top surface to irrigate the soil of it. And I think that's probably what I'm going to be waiting for now, is for the disc harrow going over, breaking up the surface and making it a bit easier. But the treasure ain't going to go nowhere. I can wait. I got videos backed up to keep me going for a bit. So, at one point I was going 11 weeks without going out detecting, and all of a sudden I got about 7 to 8 weeks worth of videos now.
So, Jace, given in what is it, mate? It's only 2 and a bit weeks away until we're up in Wales, right?
Yeah.
What's going to be your go-to on the pasture?
What do you mean, my go-to?
What is going to be your What is going to be your setup?
I'm going to stick with the 10x5 Cortex, field 1, and stick with the recovery speed of 4, my iron bias of 1.
Okay.
I'm not ready to drop the recovery speed yet, because I've just got my swing down to about right that I can use the recovery speed of 4. And some people are saying, day users of 4x4.
There, Marcus. It seems like months ago all this was going on, but all of a sudden it's only 2 weeks away. So we look forward to seeing you there, mate. Really do.
So yeah, day users a 4x4 program most of the time. So the recovery speed of 4, it's worked for me. So if it works for you, stick with it.
Yeah, I might give the 15-incher a go on the pasture. I haven't used it for a long time.
I tried. I
know it's heavy, and I know it's but I might give that a bash on pasture. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. We don't know what the ground's going to be like. We don't know.
But pinpointing was a bitch with that Wine Lab 15.
Well, it can be a bitch on the 10x5 as well. So,
I don't know. That one is pretty. The center is literally right underneath where the stem reaches. You see that? So it's every hole that I've been on, it's probably maybe 1 out of 15 holes that I might have just slightly pinpointed slightly off, but it's bang on. Really is.
I can remember that coil from the previous owner when they first used it out on the field, and it was an interesting day. It was a hot day, like it was, and there were signals, but I can remember if we look back through the videos now and go back to pinpointing and stuff like that, you can see the pinpointing wasn't. There was questions around where's the target, you know. So was that being used to the the original coil? What is it? The
Must
11
be.
by whatever, and being used to the
Well,
the pinpointing position on there.
The
Do you know what I'm
pinpoint
saying?
on the
And then-
11 inch is bang in the middle as well, but obviously with a bigger area,
Good night,
they say
Tina. Thanks for tuning in, my love.
Bye, Bean.
Much appreciated.
They say that some people have said, like Graham from Unearthed, he uses a 10 by 5 and it's his go-to as well. It's more stable than the 11 inch, and I will go. I had the 11 inch out while I was doing a bit of beach detecting. You feel the weight difference when you put the 11 inch back on after swinging 10 by 5.
Sounds fucking filthy.
But I love that coil. I'll tell you what, I'm glad that at the time when I was talking about it, Roseanne said that she had it for sale, and it's just it's phenomenal bit of kit it is.
But she did find some stuff.
But it's
and it's
down to the individual. I couldn't use the Mindlab 15-inch coil. My nephew, he can pick out little minims with that bugger.
Yeah.
I couldn't pinpoint for shit with
Listen,
that thing.
I've used my 15-inch coil once, only once, and I'm itching to use it again because the first time I found it, it did pick up a lot of stuff, but it was shit. But it was picking up some really deep targets that the stock coil didn't find, and that's what I liked about it. And if we're going on pasture and the pasture's moist and all that kind of stuff, I want to put it on again and just give it a bash for a couple of hours. You know what I mean? I'm going to take it with me.
Bye, Beanie.
So what are you swinging now, Rob? Because you've bumped off the Simplex, have you, in favour of the Apex?
Well, I got given it. Well, sort of.
Lent it.
Yeah.
Lent it indefinitely.
Borrowed it for a bit, so it seemed a shame not to see what it could do. My Simplex, it's like a love-hate affair. It has found me some stuff, but fuck me. You know what I mean? It gives me a lot of dodgy signals, sort of thing, when I'm bashing it about on, and I think you hit either end, you're getting a ding and a dong, and it's like, okay, turn the sensitivity down or whatever. And with the Apex, same. I think it's with all detectors. You turn them right up, full sensitivity.
Well, especially in this dry weather, you're turning the sensitivity up, ain't you? And you've only got to clunk a little bit of bloody stubble, and you're getting these bloody readings.
Oh, mate, that fucking field we was on Sunday, it was like, yeah, you could turn the sensitivity right down because you only wanted to fucking dig a couple of inches at the most. Yeah, the Apex is I used it for the whole weekend when I was away, and yeah, I took it out again on that field, and yeah, it was telling me when I get a good signal, you know what I mean, and it's telling me when there was foil or sort of shit or whatever. Whether what I mean, it was stuff was made of fucking the right type of metals that I was digging up. Didn't dig any particular shit up. I left that to Roseanne and Paul. I
like what the Legends got on it with it can tell you the ferrous content in the target, and then it gives you a better perception of whether I ain't gonna dig that. It's got too much ferrous material in it. That seems like a good little thing to have on it.
Yeah. What I found interesting though is Rob was saying occasionally he would say, "Would you dig this?" All right, pop over and put the coil over. You say to Rob, "What are you hearing?" Well, bit of a mixed bag. It seems like there's a bit of an iron grunt. Swing it over again, it's more iron than it is. Do you know what I mean? So both machines were saying exactly the same thing, but it's interesting that the Apex is picking up the. Did you have the iron audio on, Rob?
Yeah,
I didn't ask you that on the day.
Yeah, it's always on. I do like to hear, you know what I mean, so I know there's iron about or whatever.
But immediately, Rob knew you know, what to dig himself without asking and stuff like that. But that, you know, when he was saying, would you dig this, and you swung the knocks over it, exactly the same thing. That there's that bias of iron. Don't go near that signal. You know,
exactly with Aaron on my video. It basically, we was going around together because he forgot to bring his spade over, and it was on the Sunday, and you know, later in the afternoon. So it'd be the last time. Persuade him. He's like, yeah, come on, got the fields, and up he comes. And so we was going around together, and like, yeah, one of us get a signal, doing exactly the same thing. It's like, right, we'll see what it's like on the Apex then. And yeah, he's like, yeah, the simplex is sort of like, you know, saying it's a fairly decent signal. And I was like, yeah, well, the Apex is saying it's foiled, just as he flipped up the mud and a big lump of fucking foil come out of it. And it's like, there we go, it's not lying to me. So I can telling me, you know, but that same signal could have been a little bit of silver or something. That's the fucking trouble with those signals.
Interesting question then, Rob, is you've used that, what, 2 digs?
Yeah, I'd use that basically at the weekend. So yeah, a few hours.
So
I used up half the power on it.
Okay, so tough question. 2 digs in, would you buy one?
Yeah, I would. Not a bad machine. All I run it on was multi-frequency. I've been told it's a killer on the beach. It is supposed to be really good on the beach. Yeah. So, but they're not waterproof, are they? That's the one thing that would majorly put me off. They're like,
is the coil not waterproof?
The coil, I think, is waterproof.
Yeah, most coils are waterproof. It's just
you've only got to fucking drop it, slip that once, isn't it? And
that
control box
yeah,
goes
I hear
in,
what you're saying.
fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The screen go. You know what I mean? My 400i didn't like the damp weather at all, and it fucked
and I'm not sure about yours, but my 400i did not like the wet sand whatsoever.
Oh fuck!
My Simplex didn't like the wet sand, but
put it on. Wouldn't have it.
Depends on what beach you're on, because you got Scott Dirt Diggers was using his Simplex on the wet, and he was having, you know, he was getting good stuff. But the beach in Wales that I was using it on, it didn't like the wet stuff. Good machine on the dry. As soon as you crossed over onto the damp sand, it was very chattery, and I had to take the sensitivity on it down to 2 from the bottom.
Yeah,
just to get it to run quiet.
Yeah, that's it. It done all right for me when I was at Portland. It was only lumps of fucking like alley or whatever, but you know, it could have been anything sort of thing. But yeah, that was all that was in there. But yeah, in the wet, it was fine. On the dry, on the rocks.
And do you know what else as well, Rob? Forget the black sand. You went onto the back sand, and that machine just went like it was going absolutely berserk. It was having a fit. Do you know what I mean?
I'm still learning the knocks now, and I didn't realise that in beach mode 1 is ideal for dry sand. Beach mode 2 is ideal for the wet sand. So of course I'm going down onto the wet sand a bit, and you get a little bit of a chatter, and I couldn't think what the fuck it was. And then I was like going through on YouTube and all that, and realised if you put it in beach mode 2 on the knocks, you can actually use it on the wet and the dry. There's not a lot of difference in it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I stuck it in beach mode 2 on down on the wet. It was quiet as hell, really was. Yeah. So it's just like little things like that you still learning after 18 months of using the fucking thing.
True. Yeah. I've yet to use the the knocks on the beach. I haven't got, the beach isn't near here. It's God, how far away a drive is it?
I'll tell you what, it's a love-hate relationship. Last year I killed it on the beach. I was, the coinage, the rings that I found and everything. This year on the same beach, it was just awful. It's almost like people are too tight to drop the money or even the jewelry these days. Last year, an 18-karat gold ring come up as a 14. So this year, I'm digging those 13 and 14s in pull tabs and bottle caps. It's just like, oh, really? It's just like so demoralizing.
That one you don't dig, that'll be the ring. Yeah. That's
you're digging them all. You're literally digging them all. You really are.
Well, you're doing a service to the, beach goers and that. People, getting stuck in their toes and shit.
But some of the stuff that I found in there was just so disgusting. It was like
Yeah, not
On,
yeah.
on the knocks,
All
I
right
bet
with it.
25 on the knocks on the beach. You guaranteed it's going to be a can. So you dig it up, and lo and behold, it's a can buried in the sand that's been ripped in half. And then there's another one of the, and I'm thinking, the kids come down on this beach and they're digging in the sand with their hands. And they come across a can that's been ripped apart and buried. They're going to cut their fingers open.
It's when people smash the bottle and you've got the fucking top and then the little bit of stem and just a bit of jagged ass glass. When I was face slasher, people are fucking scum, mate. You know what I mean?
It is.
Especially
It is.
on holiday. I paid to be on this holiday. Fucking leave my shit here if I want to. Fucking someone's getting paid to pick it up.
The thing is, you dig a deep hole just to find 6 cans that have been buried. It must have taken them more effort to bury the cans than it would have taken to
Mate,
fucking
no, you got to
bin.
think about this. Got to think about this whole fucking chavvy family with 6 kids and that. They're digging holes and that all fucking day long. Our Papa Joe comes along like, yeah, fucking Andy, that tip that shit into there. Like, cover that over. Fucking stamp that down. Fucking that's pre-dug holes. Lazy cunts won't even dig holes to do that. No way, mate. Poor kid had got. Go on, fucking dig a sandcastle, you little cunt. Fucking.
Yeah, do you know, that's actually bringing back some gory memories of when I was a kid and seeing some feet sliced open. You know, when we were kid, and I could have only been
Keep
about
it fucking light, Paul. It feels like I'm back on that Sunday dig with serial killer.
Yeah, he really had he really had a bit of a knock-on effect for me, mate. I'm starting to think of all the deathy stuff. No, but I saw that as as a kid, and the kid's running across the beach, and then all of a sudden, kid stumbles over, and the whole of his bottom part of his foot is sliced open. Because it's a bottle or it's a
Harry
can
done
or it's
Did you see his videos when he done his meet up on the beach and done a beach dig? Well,
I don't think I saw
Harry,
any.
I detect.
I don't think I saw any of his beach digs, to be honest.
Yeah, he done a meet up and met up with a load of people, and there was I think that a family that turned up. I think they had sort of like 2 kids. I'm not sure how old, sort of like primary age, I think, sort of, or maybe a little bit older. And I think the brother literally put the spade through the sister's foot by accident. But literally, I don't know how bad it was, but it weren't good. I know it weren't fucking good, but yeah.
Was he digging that close to him?
Fuck knows. Fuck knows.
So I go down on the beach and I'll wait until
well, there's obviously detecting.
pretty much empty
Like the
before
boys got the spade, and then the girls obviously sort of like got a bit too close when he's digging the hole, and shunk.
Oh, that's nasty.
I literally give people about 10 foot. I'll walk around them by about 10 foot and give them their space. Once they fucked off, then I'll hover around where they were sat and see what I can find. And you can see them, they're walking off the beach and they're doing that, checking where we were sitting. And I'm there like that. Quit!
I've got to ask her, Jace, if you're going to go onto the beach, what time of the day do you go?
Last year, I was hitting the beaches for about 6 o'clock in the morning because we were quite secluded between 2 cliff faces. So at around about 7 o'clock, once the sun broke over the cliff tops, it started to get hot. This year, I couldn't be bothered to get up. So I was going, pretty much going down around about 6 o'clock in the evening. Right. If I wasn't doing the barbecue, if I was doing the barbecue, then I would be going down about 8 o'clock till about 11. It's a lot cooler.
And where is it you went? Did you go to Wales this year, or did you go somewhere else?
Wales. It's Broadhaven South.
Oh yeah, Broadhaven. Yeah.
A little village called Bosherston. It's got a beach next to a National Trust car park. So basically, you got your parking meter to park there, and then there's a mobile food van, and that's about it really. There's nothing. There's no shop fronts or anything for people to spend money, walk across the road, and drop it in the sand.
If you want a tidy little beach to go to in future years, mate, go to Landstephen. Landstephen. It's got a castle just above it, Norman Castle. Kidwelly, opposite Kidwelly.
What's the one I went to?
Scotty will probably jump on in a minute and say, been there, done that. I know he's messaged me before because he's sent me pictures of the area.
Freshwater East.
Freshwater East is a bit further down in Pembroke.
But that is a cracker. I wish I'd have gone down there.
Christ.
And I say it in one of my videos. I wish I'd have gone down there to start with. £5 to park there for over 3 hours. And I was hitting the coins just like that.
Nice.
We had a bit of a mad scooter rally down there many years ago and it all went a bit tits up. Freshwater East. Yeah.
See you, Marcus.
Cheers,
Right,
Marcus.
dude. Take it easy, bro. See you soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Freshwater East. Stackpole Key is another place. If you
Stackpole.
You know, it's at Stackpole Key. So Stackpole itself is one little beach, but the actual key with the bay area, it goes back a long time.
Yeah, because Stackpole is Barrowfundle, isn't it? It's Barrowfundle Beach, and it's a lovely beach to go to. But to get there, it don't matter whether you go up the one end or the other. You've got about, was it a 3-kilometer walk to get to the beach?
Yeah, not easy, I know, but it's. And another place, if you can get down to a place called Wick, right? It's the smallest pub in the UK, known as the Harrow and Plough.
It's Jason going to get in there?
But it's on the way to the beach, so you got to stop.
I'm not saying I'd get in there either, mate. You know what I mean?
The pub is
just
basically
like, take the piss out of us fat blokes straight away, isn't it? He's like, you ain't get through the door, cunt. You'll get down there and you'll be like, oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they've modified.
What are you trying to say?
But listen, the Harrow and Plough used to be a place that used to walk past. It used to be a pub, and when they opened it in the winter months with the you know, the open fire and all that, it was like walking into somebody's front room with a corner bar, and you could get about 4 or 5 people in, and that was it, right? In the summer months, they just used to open up a big hatch. And people just used to queue up. Then you go down to the beach, but the beach itself on Wick is just you've got 4 or 5 miles of sand. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard going though, and you know, for the likes of Aaron, that do a majority of their videos is basically based on beaches. Granted, his are more pebbly beaches. Scott, he does some of the pebbly beach, but he also does some of the soft sand beach as well. It's hard work on a beach. It really is. You go down on the wet stuff. It's nice and firm, easy to walk with. As soon as you get up onto the dry sand, you have to adopt a different walking style because of the constant moving. And I tell you what, it just fucks you up. Really, I'm like that, walking on the sand.
Yeah.
I have to walk right with them in case a worm pops up.
I hear what you're saying, mate. Yeah, I remember beach life, having lived on the beach for many years.
Well, it's like shingle, isn't it? Depending what size, and you're trying to sort of like, and your fucking feet are going into it. It's the one that I've done at Portland, which you have to walk down these steps that are sort of like coming down that way and then that way and then that way. It's so steep. And then you've got the beach huts, and the first rocks are all sort of like that sort of size and that sort of size sort of thing. So quite big gaps between them, and they do fucking move. And then they get smaller and smaller as you get up and over. And it's like you go through the whole grades of like going over, you know, bigger ones. And then it's like, oh, fuck, you know, they're sort of the medium ones, fucking hell. They move, but not a lot. And so you get that, oh, fuck, yeah, oh, hey, fuck, you know, oh, is that one going to go?
Jason, it could have been a hell of a lot worse, mate. You could have been walking through that grey treacle stuff, and you think you're going out towards the sea, and then all of a sudden you disappear into waist height full of what the hell? Do you know what I mean? It starts off ankle deep, and then you go to knee deep, and then you immediately go to waist deep. And then when you get to chest deep, you know you ain't coming out of it. You know?
I've noticed one thing when I tried tackling the wet sand near where the tide was sort of like coming in. You're walking along, you're swinging, and if you ain't careful, you end up next minute you're fucking in the water. It's literally because you end up following the water out as it's coming in. You end up following the water out, and next minute you've got the tide bloody brushing up your knees.
And do you know what the
big
Bristol
long beaches and big sort of like flat beaches? They're the ones. Yeah, if you're out quite a way and the tide comes in and it's on a particular tide that comes in fast, you sort of like, oh, I think I'm gonna have to actually start fucking jogging to keep in front of this.
Well, that's just what I was about to mention, Rob, because the Bristol Channel has got the highest tidal rate in the world.
Is it up the Bristol Channel?
Yeah.
Or I'm just trying to remember what fucking one it is, where certain tide which comes in, like in and out, that they get a little wave and you get the surfers surfing along it, or is that into the Thames?
Not sure about that.
I don't think it was the Thames though.
I mean, I've seen people surfing in South Wales.
The Severn Bore people surf.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Severn Bore. Yeah, fucking that's the one.
Yeah,
and yeah, a certain
the highest
set of tides or whatever, and it comes fucking in like a great big wave all the way up, like swamping the bank sort of thing in places. And yeah, you get the fucking nutter cunts.
I mean, how accurate the world information is about the highest tides and the fastest tides and all that kind of stuff is right at this moment in time, because I know it changes, but there's a place in South Wales which is known as Lavernock Point, and it's where Marconi did his radio transmission from Lavernock all the way over to Breen Sands or Weston-super-Mare, whatever it might have been.
Is that where they built that city on rock and roll?
I haven't got an answer for that, mate.
Just kick him off.
I was trying to think of something witty, and then all that could come out of my mouth was "fuck off."
Jason obviously didn't think of something witty.
No, but Marconi did this radio transmission back in the late 1800s and all that.
He's going to say the late 80s. I'm fucking sure it's before that.
But there's a series of rocks that come off Lavernock Point called the Ranny. And it's a fisherman's nightmare. It's a boat's nightmare, and any boats that go backwards and forwards over the Bristol Channel, they go all the way around it. It creates a whirlpool, and it was recorded in many years as one of the strongest currents and highest tidal points in the world. Nice. And we used to go off in summer trips, winter trips, and stuff like that. We go off couple of miles out fishing and stuff like that, come back, and it always felt like you were rising above a wall of water over this level of rocks. It was a really weird experience, and your boat doesn't matter how powerful it was struggling to climb a Point Break comes to mind. If you could, not Point Break, what was that film with
Perfect Storm?
Perfect Storms, you got it, Jace. Yeah, Perfect Storm, where they're trying to climb that wave. That's in severe condition, but that's what it felt like. You were battling the bloody waves trying to get over this, and that can be on the flattest of tides elsewhere. But when the point I'm trying to make is where that rush of water coming in from the Atlantic down the Bristol Channel will build up into a colossal great whirlpool of, yeah, Morecambe Bay, Phil. Yeah, that's one hell of a tide. That is one hell of a tide as well. Yeah.
I was trying to think,
but it might have changed, but for years it was always said that the Bristol Channel had the highest and strongest currents in the world. Yeah, Christ, I mean, having lived there for 16 years or whatever, right on the beachfront, my God, the waves could really, whoa, do you know what I mean? Right in front of your house, scary stuff.
Yeah. Certainly gives you respect for nature when you see the sea.
Respect for nature, Rob, in the sense if when we were kids, we used to have places on the beach where we used to play, and we used to build dens and play amongst rocks and rock formations and all that kind of stuff. And we used to go down there weekend after weekend, and all of a sudden, if you had a simple storm, it didn't have to be a big storm, bang, those rocks were gone. You think, what happened to that?
Yeah,
where's it gone? it's disappeared.
Well, when I went down to the beach that I was on this year, last year I actually put one of my stickers on a flat stone, and actually wrote on the back of the stone, if you find this sticker, go onto this video link. And you'd have won yourself a prize. So I went down there trying to see if I could find out where it was. It's buried. They must have had a not a big landslide, but just enough for some rocks to fall down over it. And it should literally covered up the entire area where I put the sticker. So that saved me some money.
Hundreds of years' time, some detectorist or something, or rock hunter will be going along and find that. They scan it with some sort of technology and say, "Oh, this is what was written on there." You'll be a head in a jar at this point in the future of sort of like, yeah,
like a Futurama.
Yeah, exactly. Get a letter through. Here's my
Just
prize,
going
you
back
can.
to what Rob said about the forces of nature. I mean, I can remember we moved into that house on the beach when I was 5 years of age, and I left there when I left there to move into my own place when I was 19. So I had 14-ish years, and I can remember certain years sand on the beach, right? And then you'd have a mad winter and all that kind of stuff, and it was just rocks and pebbles. And then all of a sudden, X amount of months later, getting on for the summer months, all the sand would come in again. You think, where's it coming from? You know? And I learned that the current was so, and again, this is, researching the current, it was so bloody strong. And that's why that water is so, it's like coffee. The Bristol Channel is not like a bluey green or a green color and everything. It's like
a silky color.
It's like grey brown color. Do you know what I mean? And it's carrying silt and sand everywhere it goes because the current is berserk.
What Philip Wills was saying, that Morecambe Bay and the tide catches out the cockle pickers, that was all fucking Chinese, and a lot of illegals and everything, fucking 20 odd of them.
And you know what? That's interesting, Phil, because in South Wales, mate, there's if you look into it, there's Flatholm and Steepholm, which are two islands in between sort of Penarth, Lavernock Head to Breen Sands and Weston-super-Mare. And in low tides, and I'm talking tides that go 15 to 16 meters down in leap tides, you get people going out doing cockle picking, winkle picking, eel picking, and all that kind of stuff. They get caught out.
Yeah.
And they get stuck on the sandbanks.
Well, it's got to be that sort of area that has got, a guaranteed tide that covers those type of animals. So and
you see them walking out, and you're thinking, "Don't be a mug, man. That tide is so bloody quick." And
it's boggy as well. You get your foot stuck in there, you're losing your welly.
Yeah.
Well, I remember as a kid, we had caravans. We used to go away like most weekends to our caravan, and once we had very early days was on a sort of like very little private site, someone's sort of like bit of land, and it was down in Haylen Island, and
Haylen.
Yeah. So that's a big sort of one for people from Reading and stuff like that. It's only an hour and a bit away.
Chelsea sort of.
That's it. Loads of people got caravans down there from, you know what I mean, people that I know. But as a kid, all the beaches down there were sand. But literally, so you know what I mean. That I just spent the only time I ever got burnt was that long hot summer of 1976. I was 6 years old, and I do remember as a kid, I used, a blonde hair, fucking blue eyes, and I used to tan, fucking like completely.
Blonde hair.
Blonde hair, totally fucking blonde as fuck, mate. as a kid, you know what I mean. I was proper little fucking Hitler Youth. And
he's on the Grecian 2000 now, Jace.
It's not hit the air yet. Fucking hit the beard, though. Fuck me, didn't it? Jesus Christ. But yeah, all the beaches down there was sand. But they got rid of that caravan. I think we got one in the New Forest, and on a different part of the coast at some point. So my teenage years were more up there, so I didn't see the place for ages. But yeah, I think by about the 80s, they lost all the sand that had got swept around the coast to somewhere else, and now it's just all pebbles. They had to put pebbles down, and that's, you know what I mean, all it is. And yeah, it would forever get swept along.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, fucking hotel we stayed in down in I think it was Devon. It was either Devon or Cornwall. Hall Sands. It's a beautiful little beach and a lovely dive off of the beach. And they had their own air tank still in service and that down below the hotel. But you went up steps to the hotel and it's right up on the edge of the cliff. It never used to be on the edge of the cliff, and there used to be a village behind it and that, but it's all gone into the sea. And I got video footage of it. I mean, we was all stoners and like fucking wet kit, and there was about 8 of us there, and we had the top part of the hotel. Come back with all the kit. The floor was like an inch full of water, and that the woman who owned the hotel was just like, when we turned up, it's like, right, there's one rule. There is no rules. You know, if you want to drink, the bar will be open. You know what I mean? It was just sort of like, yeah, can we smack you? Yeah, fucking do what the fuck you want, sort of thing. Because it literally, my mate's bedroom, they were on the one that was right next to the sea, and all they had below their window was like basically a bit of a drain cover, and then it was just straight down to the sea, and you could just see all the tarmac or whatever that was there. It's just all broken off, and it's like, oh, anytime. But that hotel's not there anymore. So I've got video of going around inside the hotel. My mates,
I've actually
PlayStation days.
Yeah, I've actually seen some recent pictures of the house that my sister and myself grew up in, you know, with the folks. And they're recent. I mean, they're really recent, and I've seen some pics that go back about 5 years before that, and some pics that go back probably 10 years before that. So I actually left that house when I was literally 19. So that was back in, Christ, what year? Forgotten now. In the 40s, wasn't it? Something like that.
I was just reading Phil's comment. He hasn't been to Western Supermare.
Oh, do it, Phil. Do it.
I've been to Western Supermare, but I think I went to a place just down from there, and it's like the beaches you can drive onto. So you can park on the beach.
Oh,
Green. That's it. Fucking hell. What are you doing in my head? Get the fuck out, motherfucker.
Park up on the beach, but do not walk towards the sea.
That's one that goes out fucking miles.
No, no. If you walk out 200 meters from your car towards the beach, that can go another 1,000 meters beyond that again. You'll be up to there in mud, and that's it. 50 yards of sand, cool.
Yeah,
but then mud, and that's you done.
The sand at the top where it's compacted and that was fucking brilliant, mate. I was in my bimmer. And fucking hell, I nearly ended up in the sea though at 70 sideways. I sort of like went a bit too mad in it, and fucking shat myself. Then I thought, if it digs in, I'm gonna flip because I was that far sideways. And I thought, looked at the clock and it was sort of near 70. And this is showing off a bit too far, Rob.
But that all that coastline, doesn't matter where it is along the Bristol Avon Somerset coast and North Devon coast and down and the South Wales coast.
It's along there they have the motorbike races and all, isn't it?
It's amazing coastline.
The annual beach race.
Fuck me, that's savage as fuck. That is savage as fuck.
Especially if you get stuck at the top of one of the ramps and you're like flooring it, your wheels spinning and just flicking sand into the poor bloke behind you trying to get over as well.
It's the one that goes up, doesn't make it, and then fucking everyone crunching into them and trying to.
A mate of mine used to do it regularly every year, and he used to get back after the weekend, and he would literally have to strip the entire bike down to give it a real thorough good cleaning afterwards.
Bike killer, definitely.
Yeah. And that was, if I can remember, is that the one that was mostly over the dunes? That they were.
Yeah, they were man-made dunes because what they did is start off and basically it'd be like a mile bomb straight down on the wet sand, and then you come back into sort of like the man-made dunes and ramps and stuff like that.
And try and get through all those bog pits and fucking everything. Yeah, it's a fuck. The people are literally there dying, trying to get their bike out of one bit, just sort of like, you see the pain, and it's like, fucking go on, son. They get out of it, and it's sort of like, yeah, well done. Then they get stuck another 6 foot away again, and you're like, oh, fuck's sake. Give up. I've got a neighbour over the road. I call him Billy because he's fucking, I swear he's Billy bullshit.
No mates.
Billy no mates, Billy bullshit, Billy fucktards, fucking whatever you want to call him.
From what you were telling me the other night when I popped around, you've had a couple of weird neighbours opposite, Rob.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah. But he basically, he's one of these people. If you're outside and anywhere near, he'd say hello, and then 4 hours later of talking to you, not talking with you, can't get a word in edgeways. It just go on and on and on, and then it go on to another tangent of that story. And he's like, oh, and then my Auntie Mary, sort of like, yeah, she was doing, but fucking hell, man. And you literally, your brain's fucking going. My ex used to phone me when I'd get caught out there. I'd be working on the car and I'd come over and start fucking talking shit. But anyway, he's a big talker. Anyone working or anything round here. But he's done all these fucking things, and I think it's Western Supermare that he supposedly tests jet engines in a jet car along there. And he's one of the drivers that tests jet engines.
That used to be on Breen Sands.
Was that on Breen?
That was on Breen. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he was always, he quite possibly was, you know what I mean? But he's a bit of a fucking loon. You know what I mean?
It didn't last very long at Breen Sands because
he was always on. He was always on about, they might call me, so I can't. I'm sort of like on call for maybe going and doing this, and it's sort of like something to do with BA and blah blah blah. This was sort of like, I don't know. He was telling me this shit sort of like a good few years back, and he was talking like it was still going to happen, but yeah.
So the way I understood what was going on there, Rob, is and this has been going on for years. This is going back to when what's his face died on Windermere Lake doing the
Donald Campbell.
Yeah. Thank you, Jace. Donald Campbell. Yeah, which is a really sad event, in its time. Bless him. But they used all these salt plains and flat sand bars and all that kind of stuff to do it. Breen Sands was the probably the favored one at certain times of the year, but there's certain times of the year when the tide gets berserk and mud comes in and all that kind of stuff. And then it would change to the opposite side of the water on Pendine Sands, which is Pembrey, which is a beach which is even longer, and it's like 14 miles long.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was the one. Just you saying that name, I'm sure that was
in Pendine. And I mean, the army used to use it for various purposes. Bloody hell, the RAF used to put planes across it, down to Kidwelly, and then off they go as a mock runway. But yeah, they used to test rocket cars and turbine cars and Christ knows what. But it used to cycle in terms of what the estuary was doing, because Pendine can get completely bogged down as well. And in the summer months it's beautiful. Winter months, Breen Sands is beautiful. Summer months, Breen Sands sadly is a mud bank. God knows why.
Both is shit. Both. It's more like a bloody estuary on the one part, and it's literally just like shitty, sandy mud. And...
it's not nice. I don't mind rocky beaches. I do like really rocky coastlines. They're the most spectacular and beautiful, sort of like when there. But yeah, when you get to sort of muddy sort of shit or whatever, yeah.
It's not. But as I say, Rob, you know, certain times of year that just goes out with the tide. You know, and it's gone, and then you get beautiful sands and you know whatever, and you can.
I don't
use
mind
it
sort of muddy sort of shit if I was actually mudlarking, sort of like along an estuary or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You expect it. That bit when we had the caravan down at Hayden Island, our part was close to a bit called the Creek, and it used to basically be an inlet, so there was boats in there, but they would literally, the water would go out and the boats were just, you know, all grounded basically, and it was very much sort of like muddy waterways, and then sort of like this greenery, sort of like patches fucking everywhere. Sort of and it always used to stink a bit because it was like lots of fucking crabs and stuff like that. You used to get the little green crabs in there. But that sort of area where it's been used as a harbour for a long time, probably for donkey's years, being on the part of the coastline that is, you know, I mean, a big safe harbour at the right tide. It's like, fuck yeah, I'd like to go and metal detect along there. Now thinking of it.
Well, think about it because it was.
Play.
I think that particular area of you know, East Witter Inn's going off into Selsey, and then the place you're talking about, Hayling Island.
Yeah.
My understanding is that was an ancient port that went into, you know, filtered into Chichester, which was a Roman town in its, you know, in its time and all that kind of stuff. So it's massive history there.
Oh yeah. Let's say one side was what we called the Creek, and that would have certainly, you know, it was massive. You know, it was like, I suppose it's, as you come onto the island, it would have been the other side of the island, so the inlet would have come round, but obviously into all this sort of marsh type area. But there'd be a lot of stuff that had been lost in there, I should imagine, from various boats walking along, because it's that sort of muddy sort of area.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, you haven't noticed, mate?
I have.
And
what? Where'd you get that from? And it hasn't even got any spider cobwebs on it.
Spider what?
Cobwebs or cum.
Well, yeah.
Yes, looking good, fella. Looking good. I had to give him my act. So he's been wearing the fucking Regton ones for ages on his and it's like that's starting to do my head in.
I tried to explain to Rob the other night that Graham hasn't, or anybody in a nerf hasn't, you know, sort of graced me with an unnerved cap yet to wear. So
someone said they are for sale, and it's like
but it's always nice to be gifted, isn't it? Before
you're advertising a company, you know, it's like when Sainsbury's gives me a bag, it's like I got to pay fucking 20p for this, and it's got your fucking name on it, and I'm walking around as an advertisement for you cunts. Like, fucking, you should be paying me. And
there used to be a loophole in that.
You're shopping in the wrong. You're shopping in the wrong place. I get me bags at Co-op for free, mate. They don't pay for bags at the Co-op. They give me the bags for free.
Yeah, you give a little wink and smile to the bird behind the counter, innit? Fucking like, oh, you're going to charge me for a bag.
She helps me pack as well, and if I'm lucky, she helps. You know, she brings it to the car. You know, and but that's where it kind of ends. So,
Derek, I'm going on a break. Here we go. I'm going for a fag in the car.
Too much CCTV around that particular Co-op. Yeah, got some good memories of that. Hey?
How many people
we got 2 in, and I'm just clocking the time now because I've just realised that it's getting closer to 12, and 12 was me cut off anyway. So
of course you started late tonight, didn't you?
Yeah. So you know, I didn't know, you know, when
it's been a couple of hours. Don't have to go on for fucking days, do they? Well, you're always used to basically, hour was generally the length. I was always forced that because my GoPro would go for an hour and 4 minutes on a live, and then it would fucking
What
cut the
was
stream
with?
off.
I don't get these bloody GoPro batteries because every couple of minutes it seemed on Sunday it seemed like Roseanne was having to change a bloody battery.
Cheap fucking knockoff Chinese Tony
And
batteries, though, isn't it?
no, but the point being is I've known her to be out with those batteries before, but she seemed to be changing them a hell of a lot more frequently.
Mate, it was just an excuse for her to turn around and fucking wiggle her booty at me while I went in her backpack and got her battery out for her and then swapped it over. She's fucking, you know what I mean? You know when you give something to someone and your fingers touch, they sort of like stroke your finger. Giving it all that, mate. You know what I mean? I'm just like, we're just mates. We're just friends. Just, you know what I mean? Chill. And I give her a slap on the arse.
It started with a split.
And ended with a murder.
Yeah,
I hope she rewatches this.
Jace, the conversation was just bizarre in the afternoon. I'm glad my head was numbed out. I really was, because I kind of thought, where the hell is this fucking guy going?
It was fucked up, mate. It was fucked up, especially when he was there, and I didn't know the reason until you said that he showed someone his hand pick. But it was literally...
Well, he did. He took it out and said, "That's what you want." And I was like, "Whoa!" It's like I
didn't even know that was. I didn't even know that was going on when he got that out. So I only saw it after he had it out, and it was in his hands, and he kept on like he was like twiddling with it and sort of like being all fucking nervous with it. Like, what do I hold it like that? What do I spike them, or do I like bash them first, or And I'm just like, why is he fucking playing with it while talking to someone with his deadpan face?
And all he could do was sit in the back of the van, face hidden away, laughing his fucking bollocks off, while with myself, Rosanna, there thinking, "What the fuck is this guy going on about?" And he's twatting laughing in the fucking background, creasing himself.
I was crazy because he's sort of like trying to hang in the van, looking at me, sort of thing, like trying not to laugh and laughing, and like I'm just fucking like, what the fuck?
It was genuine. No, honest to God, Jace, it was genuinely creepy. And I'm sure if Roseanne was to pop in the in the conversation, she would be able to remember and relay a hell of a lot more, because she was quite fluent in the conversation, wasn't she?
Oh, it's just everything had to do with any subject.
We
would go straight onto some sort of death, some sort of fucking. He's a fire fucking chaser.
Yeah. So we had scene of crime, death, people dying in fires, people found hung in trees. Then we were talking about people that were drowned in local rivers. The dad who was a murderer.
Finding a box or a gun in a box that was one of his dad's mates or one of his prison buddies or something, or fucking. It was just.
I had these fucking visions of
he actually
getting a flat tire and lay-by, and then the sun went down, and then it'd be like a Rutger Hauer experience with a fucking picture walking down the road with this guy with a coming fucking at you. Do you know what I mean?
He wasn't even 17. He was nearly 17.
I've never fucking got home so quick in my life. I was down that road like a fucking bullet, man.
Before I knew he was a fucking potential serial killer, I've like given him a sticker from a fucking channel, ain't I? Sort of explained to him where I was in Burfield because he was on about helicopters coming down. He films them and everything like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, they come down in the park opposite me. You know that one near the chemist. Like, oh yeah, I know that one. It's like, fuck, he knows where I live. He knows where I'm driving. You know what I mean? I'm going to be really nice to this kid. He fucking hell. As I said, it's like, hopefully we've given him a sticker and I gave him a bottle of water. I was like, I had 4 bottles of water, and so I handed them out to everyone. It's like it killed me last. Everyone like you can tell everyone about it, and it's like fucking hell.
Yeah, and he lives next door to a school.
And being that age, surely he should still be at school. You've got to be at school until you're 18 nowadays. and he's only just coming up to 17, so he should
I
be
got-
in his
I-
like
I-
first
I-
year
I've
of
got-
like.
I have
Playing
no-
truant.
I have no idea, Rob, but I just found all I'm trying to say is I just found the conversation a little bit on the edgy, scary side.
For that
And it was a little bit
age of
kind
a
of
person.
normally when you sit down and have a conversation at lunchtime and you've got fellow detectorists and stuff like that, the conversation is pretty fluid and it's funny and it's kind of what you found and blah blah blah. You might be able to have a bit of a banter between people, but when people are telling you about constant death and people dying and people hanging and drowning and people being cut out of cars and people decapitated, and I thought, whoa.
You had a lust for life then.
Have you
This is-
metal detected or fucking like?
And then he brings up this.
magnet
It
fish
brings
in
up this
the brook
fucking
that was right next to us.
mini pickaxe right in front
No,
of me, and I'm like,
but there was a dead girl in there.
yeah,
She drowned in there. And so I asked what you found in there, not who's fucking drowned in there. Fucking hell. Right.
yeah. Sorry to go down this road, Jace, but it was just a little bit surreal, and it was a bit.
That's why I was laughing so much, because I just couldn't fucking believe what was going on. And I was like, I am literally furthest away. So I had my steering wheel lock, which is basically like a little baseball bat, but made of metal. And yeah, it's like I knew where that was, and it was like within grabbing distance. So it's by the time he'd fucking taken out the other guy that was with us, and then taken Paul out, and like fucking like was doing whatever to Roseanne, I'd have had time to get this and like literally climb out the back of the van and run for help.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You'd have been like, can you just wait there a minute? I've just finished rolling this split.
You know what I mean? Don't knock my gear over, you can't. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was his permission as well, by the way.
How many dead bodies are in there?
This
Yeah.
is why he was going
Don't
along
go
that
down into the
fucking
paddock.
Don't go down the paddock. He was fine in the bushes that were this high, sort of this high against your face, with a brook and a river in it, and trees and all that kind of stuff, and you could hear this thrashing around the water and what is he doing in there?
I've just spotted something that I bought for Detectable last year.
Fucking hell.
Never fucking used it.
Some people have unusual interests. Yeah, fucking right, mate.
But at the end of the day, Rob, when all was said and done, when he was talking, when you put the level of stuff aside that he was talking about, he did have some decent conversation. And I thought about that on the way home, and he kind of talked about decent stuff, but sadly 95% of the stuff he did talk about was scary.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't like you was talking to a kid, you know what I mean?
No.
At all. You know what I mean? Especially when Matey Boy cracked the joke and like
and I know it's funny, but I can't remember what the joke was.
Oh no, mate, the joke didn't matter, did it? It was the fucking
actually, sorry, I think I spat in
the
your
response. And then he's, the guy's sort of like looked at him, done the joke, and he's got the response of a fucking dead badger. You know what I mean? It's like fucking hell. That I was looking around the door, and I was just sort of like, because he was like saying it to him, and I'm like laughed at the joke, and then just like his face, he didn't move for fucking ages. It was like proper tumbleweed as such.
Well, actually, no. If you looked at his face, it looked like he was getting angry. In terms of, I don't know what you're doing, and I think that's why Daryl, bless him, got up and went.
Get a comment on one of your videos.
Yeah, he got the fuck out of there, didn't he? It's like fucking hell.
I'm going off detecting again now. See you in an hour.
Hopefully.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just for a fucking kid, man. That was like, pretty mad. I mean, blessing as such that, you know what I mean, probably harmless, but wow, the conversation just took dark corners every couple of minutes. Tried to take it out of a dark corner, and no, there was something else to that he could put death into.
Yeah, and that's you know,
He
sadly,
was
that's
definitely
the
slithering.
unfortunate. That's the unfortunate thing, because the conversation started off on the right foot, but then would rapidly go down into something really dark. And where's it? How did it? Why? What did it?
I can't wait until Roseanne
did I
puts her
mention-
video out, because she went off and she videoed him digging the World War One helmet.
Oh, the World War One helmet, yeah, that he found, yeah.
Has he got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I ain't saying
Death
it
in
though.
detecting.
I'm not saying it on it, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not sub to it because I couldn't find it and I forgot what it was called, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't want to put a face to a description.
Put it in the private chat.
I can't. See, I know what it was about, but I don't know fucking what it was called, and I'm not giving nothing away. That's it.
Yeah,
I'll put it in a Facebook chat.
JC, was that disturbing? I phoned the men in black. They turned up in the lay-by on the way home. They waved a pen in front of my face, and I can't remember fuck all now, mate. I can remember the conversation. I can't remember the YouTube channel name anymore. I really don't.
I had the sort of like the perfect wrong turn sort of situation happen that day as well. So I'm like, right, we're all off sort of like 3 o'clock-ish, something like that. I'm going to go up my mum's up in Tarlas, which ain't far away, and going to get me roast dinner, blah blah blah. And so I drives along, gets onto the M4, and literally comes off at the junction 12, comes around, gets down to the traffic lights where you can go into the big Saviour Centre, Sainsbury's, or you can go on the A4 into Reading, basically. And those traffic lights, as I got to them, my fucking gear stick was like, it just went all floppy. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? What the
As it
fuck?
does.
And I'm sat there at the traffic lights, and I'm the first cunt at the traffic lights as well. And I'm like putting it from first to second. I mean, this ain't really doing anything. And I've gone to like go when the lights are gone, and I'm in fucking 4 something. And I'm like, put it down. I think I managed to get second, and like just got away without stalling. Gets the other side of the lights, and there's a pulling bit. And I'm like, fucking bosh in there, innit? Ring the RAC, fucking sit there for an hour and a half until someone come out. And I say lucky enough because I'm just sat there thinking, fuck me, I've got all the festivals coming up. This is going to be expensive, like a new gearbox or something. For fuck's sake, everything's going to happen at the same cunting time. Fucking. And like, young geezer turns up in the old AA van, and I'm thinking, fuck's sake, it's a young cunt. He ain't gonna know what this old fucking car does, sort of thing. And I've got completely the wrong fucking one here. Got onto the other side of the car like so Bob. Mate, I had that in my fault. It was like, what did he do to my fucking van, man? That's like, you know what I mean? Easy to do. Because I didn't even open the bonnet. I was just like, it's going to be, because they said, like, the guy phoned me. He's like, it could be like wires fucking has come off or something, or snapped or something. So I thought, if it's wire fed to the gearbox, fuck knows. But it's not. It's just got this one big pole, and it's got this metal bit coming off that way, and then the actual selector on top of the gearbox is just a round bit of metal like that, and this pole goes into it, and on the end of it is this little plastic ball that fits in this band of metal, and when you change the gear lever, it pushes the thing round to get the different gears. But that is literally all it is a little plastic fucking ball on the end of a metal rod, and like that had snapped and come off, and it's like, so it was just like moving around in there instead of actually moving the thing. So I could still get like 5th and 4th, but the left hand side couldn't get that. If I'd have looked, I'd have been able to bodge it, because all he did was cut a bit of pipe, fucking put that on the end so it thickened it all up, and I found half of it on top of like the engine mount, So we put that bit underneath, and then this rubber bit fucking on top, and then a bit of cardboard. And I managed to get the gears and get home, but I'm waiting for the fucking part. It should have been here today, and it's like £3 part. Fucking people out, hour and a half, fucking sat on the side of the road. Oh, yeah, I was fucked anyway. My foot was fucked, and literally the Sainsbury's got a McDonald's there,
Is that
but in
the
front of it is a petrol station.
Oh Christ! So what they call it, Caldecott? Is that the Caldecott one? Sainsbury's. Calcutta. Sorry, Calcott. What am I going on about?
That's in fucking Wales.
It
That's
is in Wales,
Tidy
isn't it?
lives.
Yeah. I once went there, but not to Tidy's place. I know Caldecott for a reason, and I can't remember why. Yeah, I think it was a pub or a restaurant years ago. But do you know what, Phil? Phil posted that up, and I just had to laugh because that could be in a real scenario.
Well, this is the thing. He got underneath, fucking like, see, it was weak. Give it a fucking
when
wiggle.
said person had basically said, "Bye, it's time to go." So it sort of went and
see, we were
anything of it, and then all of a sudden, this fucking voice comes from beyond this hedge, beyond the van. Do you remember that?
We were saved by the bow, weren't we?
Yeah.
Literally, a fire engine went past.
Yeah.
And going like towards his place or whatever, and he's like, right, got to go and see what that is. So then he's there. Then we're talking about him, and like the back of the van's open, and like there's the bushes, that brook, and then the road. And all of a sudden, his fucking head's come along the top of these things. Like, oh, bye then, we're going up. And it's like, oh fuck, did he just hear what we said? And he's just like, he's setting a trap.
You'll have a little knock at the door one day. It'll be like this. Hi, Rob. Hi.
Yeah.
Right, Paul knows what I've got by my front door.
Yeah, I was greeted with that, and I kind of thought, really? Okay.
I thought I'd do something. Yeah. It was literally one of those last minute decisions. But
it will be looking. It will be, as Jay said, looking through the little eyepiece, and then at the other side, you just see an eyeball that retracts.
It's that, mate. You see the end of a finger,
and then you see the mini pickaxe going backwards and forwards.
I can see you, Rob.
It's the perfect tool. Oh, fucking hell. No,
it's bedtime. It is bedtime, but it's just a shame it was too hot because it what started out to be a fun day, it just got within half an hour.
This is the thing. I think we're going to have extremely good weather in the UK for the next few weeks, which means things like RCM, possibly detectable or whatever, could well all be solid baked ground, and it'll be a case of if you're detecting, you're going to have to detect very close to the surface or in places on the edges. On the edges of those fields, was a lot easier digging. Yeah. But you get out into the baked hard fucking crop shit. Fuck. Rock hard.
It is. Oh no.
Well, that's where 18 stone comes in handy. It helps push the spade down in the ground.
Yeah. But it's do you know what, these events are only what did I say, Jason? A fortnight away. I think we're fortnight this Friday. Then and
I'll be there about 8 between 7 and 8 o'clock. I'll end up getting there.
I was saying to Rob on Sunday, I'm kind of thinking I can't stand the M6 and I can't stand the bloody toll road and I can't stand Chester and I can't stand Liverpool. So I'm thinking of going across the M4, over the old bridge, past what's that old what's the old services called? Hearst Services? Is it on the old bridge?
Or
Services, and then up the Monmouth Road and just and take that. It's an easier drive. That's what I'm saying. Rather than going on this motorway, that road, blah 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 blah. Just going to cut down the M4, over the old
Bye,
7
Philip.
inch. Bang up.
Right, Philip, well, nice
He
one.
might not be
Cheers, Phil.
online much over the next couple of weeks, so somebody else might have a chance on Sifter tomorrow.
But that's it. I've got my kids down from tomorrow for the next sort of like week, 10 days. So I ain't going to be online much. Whether I'm online tomorrow, I've still got to fix the van before picking them up tomorrow. So it's been like, all day I've been looking out like, come on, Posty, where the fuck are you? You know what I mean? And it's like 24 hours to 48 hours. I placed it on a Sunday evening. Fuck. Yeah, I was so hoping it'll be today, but no. So it might be a few rubber bands and a couple of fucking cable ties that have to go on it tomorrow.
Why not?
Anyway, it's been a pleasure, boys.
Jace,
Nice one.
many thanks, mate. So
Nice one,
say a
Paul.
piece on the way out before you go.
Ciao.
Ciao. Is that it? Is that what you got to say, mate?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, I'll see you on
Bye-bye.
Saturday, won't I? For something different. Don't know what we're going to do. Just started at 8 o'clock around about that, and just go on until people are bored and start tuning out. Really, so it's going to be like that for pretty much the whole of August and the first couple of weeks in September. And then once we get back from Detectable, then we'll start looking about possibility of getting some more guests on for Jason's World of Detecting.
And I know it's hard work, mate. It's hard work trying to pin people down. It's hard work trying to.
It's summertime. You know what I mean? People are busy. Holidays, family. You know what I mean? Kids' holidays and all sorts of shit like that going on. So you know what I mean? It's a a shitty time for detecting as well. Let's say with the hard ground and everything. It's a bit of a wintry sort of thing, I'm afraid. You know what I mean? Muddy fields and stuff like that seems to be when all the good stuff comes up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like the lives will do better then because it gets dark again and it's all depressing. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but stuff gets more interesting as well in terms of the finds come out. At this time of year, as you said, where the ground's rock hard. Yes, stuff's being found, but it's few and far between, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? In the winter time, there's like, whoa, hammers everywhere and this everywhere and everything's so much more exciting. But
that's it. It's beach detecting time in the summertime. That's how you got to do it.
I'm watching Jace fall asleep.
No,
he's desperate to go.
I got to go for a shower yet, so.
Oh, good on you, mate.
Beautiful
Much
smell. That's a
appreciated.
manly smell. Love it.
Much appreciated for you dropping in. And
I'm gonna bottle that up.
we might revisit this in terms of what was everyone's experience of a weekender at the festival? That's how we started.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
Anyway, Jace, all the best, mate. We'll see you soon.
See you, mate. See you, Rob.
Right, take care. Ta-da, boy.
And everyone that's left, I think we got 3 left in the chat. We started off talking about weekenders and the thrill of going on these great big detectable type weekends and stuff. And then people started coming in. We went off at a tangent, but we still had good fun. For me, it's good night, and we'll catch you again soon. Next Tuesday. All the best to you. Take care.